buzz, babies.
Hey, buzz, babies! Happy new comic book day, or happy Wednesday, whatever you believe in to celebrate. We're all welcome over here on Blake's Buzz. What the hell was that? I don't know. I hope everybody had a wonderful day today. I did, sorta. I worked. That's about all I did anyway. I hope you had a better day than that. I didn't get to make it to the comic book shop. Hopefully you did. Hopefully you got some amazing stuff to read. Hopefully you're taking a break from reading to tune in with us. Maybe you're bag and board, all that stuff you got. You're behind. You got stuff to bag and board from last week and a week before and a week before that. You just sit down, peel some plastic, slide in that cardboard and slot the goods. Hang out with us. Hopefully you're hanging out. We're having a fun show tonight. Maybe. You never know what's going to happen here. I just want to remind everybody though that one of our we got a special shout out to Michael Gecko Adams, who's got a new series Hero out from Keen Spot. To keep up with what he's got going on, and trust me, you want to keep up with what he's got going on, you go to geckoadams.com, sign up for his mailing list. He's got some cool comics that he's working on that we can't talk about yet, but it's going to be really cool when he starts talking about it. And I got to see a little bit of preview stuff on it. Anyways, exciting times. And also Hero is great. And if your shop can't get it for some reason or another, you head over to the Keen Spot shop. There's a link in the description. Guess what? There's going to be a link in the show notes for every book we talk about tonight. Sort of. There's not going to be a link for the free comic book day books we talk about, but you don't need a link for those. You just go to the store and get those. Go to your local comic shop. That's this Saturday. Can you believe that? Can you believe it's basically already May, which means it's almost June, which means it's basically July, which means the world's almost over. We're out of time, folks. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be great. What else we got going on? Oh, I would also like to mention a campaign I'm working on called Crossover Division. Will Allred's Crossover Division is back for its 8th issue, and this time Hank and Hector, your favorite literary heroes, are going to cross over with Sherlock Holmes. But trust me, babies, this is not your ordinary romp on Baker Street. It's going to be high drama, awesome art, and cool stuff. All right? So there's also, again, a link in the description. We're almost at 100 followers. Hey, let's try this again, folks. We're almost at 100 followers on the campaign page. Sure would be great to get over that hump, and make it look like your boy's doing a good job. Maybe, right? That would help. So go follow the page. It's free. You can find the link in the description. Also, it's a really cool comic, and I encourage you to check it out. We got some cool books to talk about tonight. Some indie stuff, some stuff you can find at shops this weekend. But I want to get started, folks, because tonight's a special night. I've got a co-host tonight. I have a mother buzzing co-host. It is just, he's a great guy. I need more hands. I swear to God. Or I need a bigger. I make notes. I make notes. I have this is my intro, right? Because you can tell, right? You can tell this is also scripted. Okay, but you got it. We do what we do. All right, can we bring out the co-host here? I've got a very special Diet Mountain Dew loving, comic book slinging co-host to talk comics with tonight, baby. I love this guy. From Mulligans Trading Card to Collectibles, it's Tommy Donovan. What's up, baby?
Hey, Blake. Whoa. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you.
You can't? No? You can't hear me at all?
I don't know what the problem is. I can't hear anything that's happening.
Oh, no. All right. Well, we might have technical difficulties. You may want to bounce. Oh, you can't hear me, so that's not going to help. Let's go to the let's go to the private chat. Try leaving and coming back. Hopefully that works. Check the messages. All right. Well, shit. I don't know. All right, we got a couple more people in the room though, so it's okay. This is why I don't have a co-host, folks. People hate me so much. They will force technical difficulties upon themselves to not be on the mic with me. That's fine. We'll get through it. Hey, let's check this out though. This person is a awesome writer, awesome creator. He's new to the buzz. I'm working with him on an amazing campaign at Laguna Studios. Okay, so let's get this guy out here. He is the writer and creator of the Shaolin Nun. Let's get him out here, folks. Mr. J.C. Carter. What's up?
How'd you get in here?
Hi. You can hear me. Thank God. All right. Someone can hear me. Oh, whew. How you doing, JC?
I'm great. That's co-creator. Yeah. Greg Maldonado was the artist. I was not. So he is the co-creator. He will always be the co-creator of the Shaolin Nun. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That makes sense. You should take care of your artists that way.
And in that vein, if you didn't pick this up, you might still be able to find it. The Star Trek Threads of Destiny. This is Star Trek Deviations Threads of Destiny about Uhura. And this was drawn by Greg Maldonado.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Worth checking out. And that's there we go. I've given my plug for Greg. How you guys doing?
I've heard the Star Trek comics are actually really good. Also, let's try this again.
I'm a little biased about the Star Trek comics.
Okay. No,
yeah.
I appreciate I like that level of nerding. Tommy, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, yay!
Technology.
No, wait, can you hear me too?
I can, in fact.
Wow, we've done well.
Good. Goodness gracious. Real quick before we get too into it, we got some people in the chat. What's up, Brittany? Thank you so much for tuning in. LL Cool Kid. I like the name. I try to keep it up, baby. Thanks for tuning in. Ethan, hello. Tommy, you got a Tommy fan. You got a Tommy fan in the house. Tommy's about to be famous, folks. He's about to drop a podcast and be cooler than all of us. Okay, cool. I guess it's the Tommy's Buzz Show. I'll just leave. I don't matter. No, it's fine. It's fine.
I told a few people.
No, good. I'm glad someone did. Someone made the promo and thumbnail that is. I just do it the day of because, like, why plan? Why plan? Who cares? Who cares? You know where my YouTube channel is. We're live every week. I'm easy to find. All right, we got one more guest to bring out. He was just on the show, but I love him so damn much. I just had to. I begged him. I said, listen, guest. Come back. That's so stupid. I'm acting like it's a big surprise. I was like, why don't you come back? But anyway, he's doing a free comic book day event to talk about his new book that he just talked about on this show. He loves Yetis. We love Jimmys. Let's get him out here. Jimmy Gatsbarrow.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Blake. Hey, JC, Tommy. How's everyone doing?
Everyone's good. Or I just like ordered food for everyone. That was rude. I'm doing great. JC will have the steak. No, that's I'm good. How are you guys? How is everybody? We good? Feeling all right? Feeling loosey goosey? Feeling
just
ready?
the lead up to Free Comic Book Day. It's like the last stretch of the marathon. I'm exhausted, but I cannot wait.
I was in today asking, okay, what time are you going to be here in the morning so I'm not like with the crowd trying to come in through them to set up? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Let me get back to you. I have yet to hear from him. So I'm waiting to hear. I said, you know what? When you message Doug Wagner's agent to let him know, message me too. There you go.
I'd like to shout out how cool I am because I interviewed Doug like a long time ago for an old Kickstarter he did, mm-hmm. and we had a good time talking, and I've been a big fan of his, like, the Plastic Verse books. They're just so gnarly.
If you're reading Narco right now, you're definitely in for a treat.
Right?
I supported him when he did his Kickstarter for the graphic novel of Narco. Then he just broke it up into individual issues for Image, and oh yeah, it is so good. It is such a good book.
He came to he was at Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City, and
mm-hmm.
and he was, like, it's, I don't know, Jimmy, you'll probably feel this, like, or as because we both have done a lot of press, mm-hmm. right? But, like, sometimes you feel like you have a good interview, and like, sometimes you stay in touch with creative folk, and they reach out every night, and it's kind of, you're like, oh, cool, like, they just want to, like, talk to me now sometimes. And like, sometimes you're like, like you meet people and they like don't remember you, and that's fine. Like some people do like a million interviews, right? You can't expect that, but like it's always cool. Anyways, long story short, like Doug remembered me and he was like, Blake, and I was like, Doug, and I gave him a big hug and stuff at Planet Comic Con, and I was so happy for him because he's got, like he's always been like ever since I've known him, like he's been dropping Image books and stuff for many years now, and so he's been a great writer with great books, but the level of hype that like Narco has, and it's on these like top book lists, and the speculators got a whiff of it, right, and it's like selling out and stuff, and I'm just really I'm super happy. He's a great dude, and so it's always great. It's always great when the good comic people have good things happen.
Yep,
right.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
it's always great.
When I saw that he went to third printing, I said, it's about time people figured out how great of a creator Doug is.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How's your shop doing with Narco, Tommy? Was it big at your place?
So I did sell out the specs, for that first issue. My shop has only been carrying comics since November. So this Saturday is sort of our hard launch into the industry is, hey, we are a full service comic book shop. We're a Pokemon store, Magic store, and I came on in October and brought comics. So
you're kind of bringing, that's crazy. Yeah. I have a buddy, David Crispino, who is like a comic creator, but he just got a job at a shop to like run the card section. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, cards are huge right now, and
they're really not. They're like 2.5 inches by 3.
The piles of cards are huge right now. Also, the piles of money you can make selling the cards.
I agree.
But I've been selling all this stuff since the 90s, and it all runs in cycles. Mm-hmm. So this current high the cards are on is eventually going to cycle down, and then the comics are going to sustain the whole collectibles industry, like Beanie Babies.
I think I still have some of those in the attic somewhere. By the way, we got Heidi. Thanks so much for tuning in. What's up, Kenneth? What's up, Kenneth? Is Kenneth saying, hey, always. It's so sweet that people are tuning in, and I know why everybody's tuning in, and I do want to apologize because it's a misleading promo tonight. I will not be eating hot dogs on the air. It hasn't been good for numerous reasons. I'm just kidding.
I had brats for dinner, and I did think of you.
It's working. Hot dog marketing works. All right. Oh my God. Someone tell a story.
Blake's and my relationship has just become sharing hot dog TikTok videos with each other. So that's what we've been doing for a couple of weeks. There's a TikTok creator, and every day he calls it Wiener Maxing. And it's just a different hot dog video. And as soon as I see it, I'm like, you know who needs to see this? Blake needs to see this.
Yeah.
And so we just basically drool over just dudes finding creative ways to consume hot dogs. And I'm fine with a friendship that's what that's based in,
Wiener Maxing sounds like half the emails I get.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm like, how did they know? How did they know that?
you just add a spoonful to your drink? What?
Horse salt? What is this shit?
The maxing, I don't understand the maxing and stuff. Like, I had a draft in my Threads draft folder that was like, hey, chat, can someone explain to me the difference between aura maxing and aura farming, and when we all got so fucking dumb? It didn't really come together. I didn't ever post it. We'll just drop it live.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I envy people who are aren't online as much as some of us are. There's a group of people who they don't know what looks maxing means. They've never heard of clavicular, and God bless them.
I envy them.
That'd be me. Okay.
All right. Good for you, JC.
I haven't heard. I stay off of TikTok for one thing. I don't hear that shit. And then I do Threads occasionally. But then I go down my threads because I also do a political podcast. All of my threads wind up being in the political genre. So then I'm just going down the dark hellhole, and I'm like, you know what? You got to shut off threads, or you're not going to get any work done today. So yeah. That's been my thing. So yeah, I don't get all the fun shit. That's what I want, and I don't get any of that because of what I do. The rest of the time, it's either comic books or politics, and I'm like, okay, I want to do the politics.
As long as they both don't mix. That's a joke. That is a joke. Don't come for me.
Hey, we already had that happen.
You can sculpt your algorithm so that you're only seeing what you want to see. My TikTok is bands I've never heard of.
Oh, there you
and
go.
Comic book stuff.
Yeah, and mine is beautiful women feeding people hot dogs. It's crazy.
I tried to get thirst traps and I never got them. So it just turned into more politic. And I'm like, I'm going to respond to it. And as soon as I respond to it, there it goes. Yep.
Yeah.
There goes the algorithm. Now I'm stuck with it. Yeah.
And then you get like, I don't know. I think it's like remnants of Catholic guilt and just like me making myself feel stupid. But anytime I get, when I get heated, because I try so hard to be positive online, and I know sometimes I'm not, and people remind me a lot when I'm, they're like, you're supposed to be the happy guy. I'm like, sorry, I'm not singing and dancing right. Anyway, but it's, it's just sometimes, anyway, when I get heated, I feel so dumb. Like, I'm just like, you wasted so much energy, and like went through like a range of emotions. And even if like I'm usually smart enough not to type them out and like get into e-fights anymore, I'm usually like I mute or block and walk away. But I mean, still, like if someone like really pisses me off, like, I mean, they're like hours later, I'll be like, I can't believe I let that guy, and I'm just like, it's just such a waste of time and effort.
It really is. It really is.
Sometimes you call someone a rat F word and that's they feel guilty about it. Anyway, even if you're right.
I stand by what I said, though. that phrase is not used enough. That is a great. I mean, I wasn't making any comments on who you directed it towards, but just that phrase in and of itself, calling somebody that. We should bring that back.
Oh, you know what else we should bring back is awesome questions like this. All right. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your username. I apologize. I'm not that advanced. This person is asking, hello, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to tell me your honest opinion. I'm adding honest in there. But they just want an opinion, your opinion. Do you think we've been to the moon? The mission Apollo 11 is real.
7 times.
Let me
7 times. We've been to the moon 7 times with the Apollo mission.
We've never been to the moon. It was all directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Just went again. Went again with the
All right, so Stanley Kubrick, he directed it. He filmed the scene on the moon, but he's a perfectionist, and he was like, "We're going to film this on location." So he forced NASA to go to the moon. He's like,
there was no way he was going to do it without low gravity. Absolutely, there was no way he was going to do it without low gravity. He's like, no, we're going to the moon. He said, we're going to the moon. Did you know he's from Brooklyn? We're going to the moon. He actually really is from Brooklyn. But yeah, he. No, it's real. You fake it once. You don't fake it 7 times to, you fake it once and then you shut up about it. That's how you do it. So yeah.
It legit bothered me. I really hope a lot of it was trolling and like just people saying outlandish, ridiculous stuff to get like comments and engagement. But just the flat earthers coming out of the cracks like cockroaches when the lights go out. Oh my God. Like
they got really triggered. I'm sorry.
Every beautiful picture of the moon, every cool picture of the earth, like all these amazing things. And like the astronauts like doing stuff. And like, I was getting emotional sometimes watching it. Cause it was just like, it was like, wow, like this is, especially now, like there's all this terrible stuff. And it was just like, we're dealing a lot with distractions, right? Big distractions pulling us away from certain things. And like, this was a distraction that I appreciated, like it was,
I couldn't believe how much I got into it. I didn't think I would. And all of a sudden I was like, what happened today? What happened today?
Yeah.
What happened with the Artemis mission today? I want to watch. I want to see what's happening. Yeah. Every day.
Yeah.
You guys space nerds, Jimmy, Tommy, you guys?
Well,
I was a huge space nerd, like just everything about the space program. I actually at one point wanted to be involved to the point where in high school I applied to the Air Force Academy to be an aeronautical engineer. I actually got in, and then at the last second turned it down, and my life went in a totally different direction. But for all throughout high school, that was my goal: go to the Air Force Academy and be an aeronautical engineer. I still remember you have to be like appointed or nominated through a representative office. It was Kurt Weldon's office in Pennsylvania, and I got nominated by his office. I got appointed and accepted, and then at like the very last second, I decided I changed my mind and did something totally different. Went to St. Joe's and studied psychology and theater. So
that's
but yeah, I was a huge space nerd.
I didn't know if that was if you like decided you wanted to go into law after that, but so you went you went in a different direction and then ended up in another different direction even later. That's
and I wanted to be an actor for a while, and then after I graduated from St. Joe's, I worked for a year and then decided to go to law school. Now I've been an attorney for April 20th was 20 years that I've been an attorney. So
whoa, it's crazy.
I've lived a lot of lives.
Sinestro Cole says Jack Parsons, who founded the space program, thought he was a reincarnation of Simon from the Bible. I don't know.
Okay.
Can we fact check that?
Yeah.
I'm looking. I just
do we allow fact checking?
I'm looking at my dog
Get our
Bruce.
fact checkers on it.
Because there's hot dogs on my desk. So the
JD
dogs
allows to have fact checkers. I don't know.
We can't avoid that yet. Maybe
I don't know that that's true, but I don't know that that's false. So I won't say words.
It's a neat story either way. Maybe
it's a fun story.
Well, I'm sorry, but Blake, I just got a text from my wife that I have something else that I'm supposed to be doing right now, but I got to go. But I just wanted to pop in and say hello to everybody. And
where are you going to be? Where are you going to be? Tell us. Saturday.
Yeah, free comic book day. This Saturday I'm going to be doing my very first signing for the book that just came out that I talked about with Blake and my co-creator Amber. It's called Penny and the Yeti. I'm going to be at the comic book shop in Wilmington, Delaware from 11 to 1 on Saturday. And then I am going to be that same day, later on that afternoon, down at Captain Blue Hen Comics in Newark, Delaware from 2 to 4.
Nice.
I'm very excited. My kids will be there, and Penny will be there, my older daughter Charlotte, and we'll be, signing comics and telling people to go buy some more stuff in the shops. So,
oh yeah, the book is amazing. If you're in those areas, go check it out. If you're not, I think you can get Penny and the Yeti anywhere, and you totally should. And you should buy it for like every kid in your life, or kids you don't know. Donate them to a school. Probably do cool stuff like that. Jimmy, I hope you have an amazing Saturday, and like your first creator signing on Free Comic Book Day is like so serendipitous. I hope you have an awesome day, dude.
Thank you. I'm very excited, and Blake, you've been awesome in terms of supporting me and the book, and I can't thank you enough. JC, Tommy, it was nice meeting both of you.
Nice to meet you.
Buzz, baby, I'm out.
Have a good night, buddy. All right. Well, thank God we got rid of that guy. You do one good book and the success just goes right to your head. I love Jimmy. Jimmy does a lot of interviews at Comic Book Yeti. If because I know we got new audience members from the EXP that may not be familiar with. But yeah, so Comic Book Yeti, they do reviews. They have an amazing podcast, and Jimmy and Byron are a big part of that. I really encourage everybody to check that out. All right, so. As we mentioned, this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. Tommy, how long have you been planning? Especially because I feel like you said you just got hired as the comic guy, right? So you probably want to make a pretty big stomp for Free Comic Book Day and show this shop that the floppies mean business, right? So how long you been planning this? What have you been tinkering with?
In my head, I've been planning it since the minute I got hired, but really. I run a small Comic-Con out of a middle school locally, and that happened in February. Well, there was a storm. It got pushed back to the first weekend in March. And that was really when the planning really got going. So hardcore planning since the 1st of March.
Nice.
We're getting a little crazy. We spent a lot of money. We have an anime voice actress. We've got 3 food trucks. Got I think 17 local artists coming to set up. We're gonna turn our sidewalk, not our store. It's only a 1,200 square foot store. So we're gonna turn our sidewalk into basically a block party Comic-Con.
Sick. Hell yeah. I like
It's,
that. That's cool.
This will be my 20th free comic book day that I have worked as a retailer. So I've put together a lot of free comic book days over the years, and every year they seem to get a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. This year, this is the most money that I've ever been a part of being spent on free comic book day.
Did you have to like pitch that to the shop, or were they just kind of like, did they want to be like, they're like, we want to do it big?
Nope. He was like, my boss Chris was like, I'm gonna get an anime voice actress, and we're gonna get a food truck, and then the food truck turned into 2, which then turned into 3. So we're gonna have burgers, tacos, and pizza.
I would go just for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. The store has only been around about a year and a half. So August 1st of last year was their 1-year anniversary, and he had an event there that rivaled any free comic book day I've ever put together.
Leonard, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, by the way, Leonard. Leonard has a good comment here, which is I think this is kind of interesting, right? Because he's saying that this is an alternative to Comic-Cons, which have been lacking on the comic side, which some are better than others, but I hear you there. But it is kind of, because a lot of shops do, like you said, you're bringing in a voice actor and maybe a couple creators. You're gonna have outside booths and stuff, like, for people to experience. There's JC is doing a signing on Saturday. He's gonna talk about that shortly. And like, it's a lot of people bring in outside comic people, and big name folks like often like hang out. We'll go to their like local shops too, maybe do a signing and stuff. So it is becoming a very, very niche, small con experience, but also in that note, like super intimate. Like I met Neil Adams at a store signing that nobody showed up to on time. And so I got to talk to him for like 40 minutes, like by myself. And we were just like hanging out, talking art. And he was like telling me about how he changed drawing Batman forever, basically. And I was like, it was amazing. But you can kind of stumble into experiences like that. You end up getting to actually talk to people and have like a legit conversation that, there's not 100 people in line behind you. Right. And you don't have like a time limit, and they're not like signing you and moving the line along. So it is kind of like a con experience. It's interesting. Leonard, I like this. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's kind of bringing the cons to the shop in a little / big way?
Yeah, man. A lot of the guys I know that have shops, they go big. Like Free Comic Book Day is our Christmas, New Year's rolled into one for the industry, man. It's been my busiest day of the year every year for hopefully 20 years. We'll see what this year does. But like I ran a different shop for 19 years. And the first few years, it was like the comics came in, we threw them on the counter. Sometimes people came in. And then I was like, if we got some artists in, if we did a thing, if we made it an event instead of just like, here's some free comics, which I think was the whole idea when Joe Field pitched it to Diamond, back when the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie came out. Like, the idea is to generate a huge amount of buzz for your store on the back of this buzz for the whole industry. It's the best marketing that we've got for the industry, because everybody now knows that one day a year you can go get some cool stuff and meet some cool people. And a lot of shops do sales, which I think is not the way to utilize this day. If you want to have a sale, advertise on Free Comic Book Day that at a later date you're going to have a sale, because those people are already in your store anyway. If they're going to buy stuff, they're not going to care if it's on sale or not.
That's true.
They're-
So
they're-
you should
half the
charge
time-
more.
Half the time they think it's free. I did one up at one of the longest running stores in Salt Lake City. I was there for a signing, and they had put up signs on all the racks saying these are not free. These are not free. They had to, because in the year before, people had walked up to the counter with great big stacks saying these are all free, right? And they're like, no, we buy these. We have to say, I mean, they buy the free comic book ones, but that's in bulk. But it's like, no, you need to buy from your local. You should be buying from your local comic shop as well, not just coming in. People are going to be cheapskates, just come in for the free books, but stick around, check out the racks. But remember, what's free is on the table that says this is free, not everything else. But yeah, that's been the fun part. I have seen sales work on Free Comic Book Day when I've been at them, and I've seen them not work.
So I'll say, and this is my data point is very small. It's one store over 19 years. The years that I had a sale, I made the same amount of money as the years I didn't have a sale by moving less product. Or when I didn't have a sale, since it's full price, I'm not moving as much product, but I'm making the same amount of money.
Same money, yeah.
So
yeah, the whole point of a sale is sometimes just to clear stock so you have room for more. But
I have had some where I pulled dollar bins out because we just had so much backstock that it was like, maybe it's time to try to clear out some of this. But that, I'll be honest, that's the kind of thing I say for like local comic shop day, because that one's doesn't have quite as much buzz behind it yet.
Not yet, no.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
I'll be there. I'll show up.
Last year not Blake's Buzz, but the EXP, this network did a 24-hour stream. I think it actually went. It might have went over 24 hours. I might be wrong. We don't have fact checkers here. I apologize. So
you're all a little loopy. You're all a little loopy in the 23rd hour.
If Kyle wasn't reading, he could tell us, because Kyle was, I think, on the stream the entire time.
Yeah, I edited a couple. We sent in some like pre-recorded stuff, like 45 minutes of like some The Future Is stuff, which also shout out to Jason and the Future Is team and everybody. They got a cool book you can grab on Saturday. Megan actually was going to come on tonight, but she had to work late, and she actually found out. I was like, Megan, do you? Because I think I've asked Tommy what his store's name is like 18 or so times now, and I never write it down.
I put it.
yeah, but he put it. But so I sent Megan a message and I was like, do you know the shop Tommy works at? And she was like, oh, why is he going to be on the show tonight? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I got to work late. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I understand.
No, everybody loves Tommy. Leonard says vendor shows rock. He got to talk to Roger Stern at a couple of the smaller shows when he was growing up. They would have comic and ball card shows. You get an athlete or a creator to meet. Yeah, like. Yeah. I actually want to start exploring more of those. Like, there's a lot of like small Midwest conventions, and kind of outside of like New Comic Book Day, of course. I have a question before we move into JC's event this week. So, like, Tommy, I was a bouncer for 7 years, right? And so, like, St. Patrick's Day was always like a really intense day because you knew you were probably going to make some money because the bartender's going to get their asses kicked. And if you help them out, they'll tip you out real well at the end of the night. Right. So like you do some of the work for the bartenders, you make some side cash money. But it's also, it's a very long and stressful day. And I know you don't get into like fights typically at comic book shops, but you're probably going to get in a fight. You're probably going to, like you're probably going to get hit in the face. I know these aren't problems that you deal with but like, you're kind of like, hyped for it, worried about it, stressed about it, want it to be over all at the same time. Is that kind of how Free Comic Book Day feels to you as a retailer who's done 20 of these things?
Yes, every year. Like, this is my favorite day of the year, bar none. This is my favorite holiday. I spend a lot of time working on making it the best event that I can make it. I try to get as many of my artist friends out on the day. This one has me even more nervous because my boss has spent a lot of money to try and generate a big hype machine. And so that has me a little bit nervous, but yeah, man, like it's a long day. Our hours that we're open on Saturday, it's 12 to 8. I'll be there by 9 a.m. setting up. I'll probably be there late Friday, and I won't leave until the last person's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a long day. It's a marathon day.
Yeah.
But it's also so much fun because unlike being at a bar, everybody that's coming in is excited about what they're coming in for. They're all fans of the stuff. Now I've got a little bit of a secondary customer base with the card stuff, but I'm trying to, like, there's so much overlap that I'm trying to, hey, try this out. Check this out. I talk about comics all day, every day.
Is there a free card day? Is there anything like that for like trading cards or?
There is. Pokemon has a Pokemon day on their anniversary, and they usually have promos to give away. Like this year, they choose certain stores and they send them a bunch of free sealed product to give away. So like we gave away, I don't even know how many dollars worth of stuff we gave away on Pokemon Day.
Wow.
And then we have our regulars who like donated graded Pokemon cards that we just gave away all day.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Nice. I'm just getting. I've bought some Pokemon cards and I played it with my buddies on the app on the phone. But I like the games and I think the cards are pretty. But I just I can't get into cardboard, man. Comics is already expensive enough. Comics and podcasting and hot dogs. Money doesn't grow on trees around here, folks. JC,
those hot dogs add up after a while.
They do.
They really do.
I eat that
Especially
all
if
beef.
you get the good quality ones, man. That's expensive shit.
Yeah, yeah. We're all beef over here. We're either Maker's Mark or Costco. I can't remember what the Costco ones are, but I'm eating. We're snacking on Maker's Mark dogs tonight, which it's a good beef dog. JC, how do you you're doing this signing this weekend with some I just had a stroke. Whatever. You're doing a signing.
I'm doing a signing
this weekend with Doug Wagner. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, there we go.
But I porky pigged all over.
Guy, yeah.
And how did you help organize that? Do you know this? Is it like your local shop and they know you?
This is my local shop. So we have our shop. The Nerd Store started out as just a small little comic shop, very humble. Charles and Roger Prowse, you probably will have met them at Comic Pro, or they have said something really profound at Comic Pro because they really care about the industry. They've actually moved a lot of things. They made a lot of things happen because of what they do at Comics Pro. But they started the Nerd Store 20 years ago, I want to say, out of a mall, the local mall that I live 2 blocks from. And Valley Fair Mall in West Valley City, Utah. Lovely West Valley City for those who don't know West Valley City. They've been running this shop for about 20 years, and they put together this thing. They now own 3 shops throughout the metro area, and they have creators at every single one of them. Doug Wagner is our local superstar celebrity, comic book celebrity. So he'll be at the Nerd Store along with me because I asked if I could be at the Nerd Store because it did well for me last year. And they're like, yeah, you can be at the Nerd Store. And I'm like, you'll be in with Doug. I'm like, yes, that's what I want. So come see Doug and then stop by and see me. That's what I want you to do. I will be signing for Shaolin Nun. Obviously, you would have had to pick up Shaolin Nun already. We've had 5 Kickstarters. Where you been? So we now have a 6th Kickstarter here for the entire first series. Blake has been helping run it and doing a great job. We are 75% funded after 10 days, and I would like to be fully funded by this weekend because I've never had that. I've always been piking in on the last day, every single one of them. I've been doing this since 2020. Please give me a win. Give me a win. Just show up. Bid it out. Right now, we're trying to see which set is going to outsell the other. We have a digital set of issues 1 through 6 and a printed set, and right now they're almost neck and neck. The printed set's doing just a little bit better, but the digital set's doing just a little bit better, probably because it's $25. But I want to see if they tie up and if they can move forward. Yeah, there's that guy who wrote it, that hack. And then the amazing talented artists who've been working on it. Greg Maldonado, who drew the first 3 issues, along with Laurie Foster, my publisher now, but at the time, my inker for issues 2, 3, and 4. Taya Ankum took over for Greg, and then her twin sister Tahila, came in as inker on issues 5 and 6. Together, they call themselves the Siamese Froze. They're out of Alabama, and usually are at that big con in Georgia. I can't remember the name of the one in Atlanta. But they're usually at that one. So find the Siamese Froze when you're out. They're really talented. Lala Narita's been with me since the beginning. One of the most talented colorists I've ever worked with. And then Andrew Malin did the letters for issues 1 through 4, and then said, JC, I can't do this anymore. Can I come over to your house and give you the templates and have you take over? I'm like, yes, fine. Freaked me out. And then I said, wait a minute, why are you freaked out? You're a graphic designer. You've been doing this for years. Just do it. And I did. And it was fine. It was fine.
I just when I never realized until I used to run a design studio a couple of years ago, and like a couple of years ago now, and I never realized how, because the guys mainly did lettering, but I never realized how much like graphic design and lettering like crossed.
It really is.
It's like so much of the same stuff.
It really is. You're putting text on the page. You're trying not to cover the art, and you're trying to make it flow so the reader follows the text. I mean, you do that for banners. You do that for posters. You do that for flyers, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's graphic design. I mean, I was like, why am I freaking out? I know how to do this stuff, and so I'm doing it now, and I don't mind it because it gets it done faster.
Something cool about this campaign too is we've got, so JC's got his regular variants for 4, 5, and 6 here.
Yeah, these are very, and we're bringing them back. We weren't bringing back 4 and 5 until this one, so 4 and 5 are back, and the variant for 6. But then we've got some metal ones, baby.
Getting fancy.
Yeah, we're getting fancy. We got this foil one that was designed by this guy. I don't know, this dude with a beard who likes hot dogs.
This is the first cover I designed the cover. I didn't draw the cover. I'm reusing art from the book.
Yeah, that's Siamese Froze and Lala Narita who did the Mayin, and then the masthead is by me. But the design, I was like, fuck yeah, do that. And then I freaked you out because I found this black and white one that she had sent me, and I'm like, hey, I dig this. And you're like, no, dude, if you don't want me to don't want to use your cover. I'm like, no, please. I want you to use your cover. Your cover's fucking awesome. I want to use this cover too.
My buddy laughed at this the other day because he was like, man, it's just like you're on the internet a lot. And I was like, well, yeah. I was like, dude, most of my work chats are in Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
so it's like,
and it's real hard to understand intent over Messenger. And where I just sort of shorthanded going, I really like this one more than the other one. I meant like the color one that's above it. I was like, oh shit, man, I should have said more.
But yeah, we got the limited the limited color, like the red in her eyes. I think really pop. I think these metal covers are going to be really really cool. And one great thing about Laguna is, a lot of people like to charge 75, 80, sometimes even more for metal covers.
Yeah.
We don't. We charge $60 for a metal cover, which is a very fair price, I think. And so, I encourage you.
Considering what it takes to create one, I don't mean, by create one, I mean the printer having to create one. $60 is very fair and reasonable.
And they look cool. They're shiny. They're different. They're good to display. You can get this. You get a dope shirt.
Yeah, speaking of looking cool, you can look cool in your own Shell and None t-shirt. These I designed these for the campaign, and then they're gone. I never bring them back. So this is the one for this campaign. The next campaign, I don't know what it's going to be. So you better be ready for it. Yeah, it's like if you want the t-shirt, get the t-shirt. I love the t-shirt. I love this design. I'm really happy.
It is. So. It's really slick. And I like it's also just cool. It's like this warrior nun. She's and it's just interesting. Like there's a lot of cool philosophy. It's more than kicking and punching, this book. There's a lot of agency. It's very pro female. It's very pushing the the love for a strong female protagonist, which we've been we've been reminding people because a lot of people say that like there's a lot of guys in comics, and it's
Yep.
and if you want more comics like this, support them, please.
It was
Give us your money.
yeah, just come in and pick up the book, please. I was, this was probably 18 years ago. I was teaching a class in martial arts, and usually at the end of every class, I say, "Does anybody have any questions?" At this particular one, we happened to be finishing up meditation, so we were all seated. I said, "Okay, we're about to wrap up. Does anybody have any questions?" And one of the students who kind of knew me a little bit, he looked at me and very seriously asked, "How did you get into this?" I said, "Well, I took this course, and then my Sifu said, 'Hey, I want to have you help me teach. So I want to apprentice you.'" I was like, "Really? That's cool." So I started apprenticing with him. No. He said, "Okay, no. I know how you got into that, how you got into teaching this art. How did you get into doing martial arts in the first place?" I said, "Well, I really liked the philosophy of martial arts. I really liked, all those different, Zen sayings and Taoist sayings and stuff and Buddhist sayings that tie into martial arts." He goes, "Well, how'd you get into that?" And I thought for a minute. I said, "It was a comic book." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah. Denny O'Neil and Dennis Cohen wrote a comic book called The Question back in 1987. It ran for 3 years, and it changed my life. 100% completely changed my life. Now, Dennis Cohen will tell you it just about killed him to do it. But for me, it was life-changing, primarily because Mr. O'Neil, who had been studying Asian philosophy for decades, I mean, he put it into his Richard Dragon comics back in the day. And he'd been studying it for decades, and he had kind of figured out what he wanted to say about it, and he introduced it into The Question. And then he was kind enough to put in the letters page at the back of the book, Denny O'Neil's recommended reading list. I was a freshman in college. I went to my college library. Now, mind you, I was at a community college, so that library was not vast. And I went looking for a couple of the books. One wasn't there. I went through the card catalog, because again, this was 1987. I went through the card catalog. I found the book. I found one of the books, went over, and there was the shelf. It was a single shelf. It was probably about 3 feet long, and it was all the Buddhist, Taoist philosophy books. And I not only picked up the book that he had recommended, but I also started every week. I would come back and pick up a new volume until I'd read them all. And that moved me into doing martial arts. After that class, I was cleaning up and getting ready to leave. And I said, "Where's that comic book right now?" This was 18 years ago. I'm like, "Where's that comic now?" Where some dumbass from Utah who grew up around all the Mormons could suddenly discover Buddhism and Taoist philosophy and everything. Where's that book? And a voice in the back of my head says, "Well, you're going to have to write it." And I'm like, great. I got to figure that out now. I mean, I am a writer. I had been a writer at that point for a few years, a professional writer. And I was like, well, I guess I got to figure out how to write comics. So I started conceiving the character. And originally it was a dude. I pictured a guy. At first he was an archer. And I'm like, no, you're not writing Hawkeye / Green Arrow. You're doing your own thing. So I took him away from being an archer. But I imagined him, this martial artist, protecting a city. And then probably about 2 years into it, I said, wouldn't it be more interesting if it was a woman instead of a man? And then I saw this image of Moondragon, when they Marvel did a new thing for their cosmic heroes. And Moondragon had this badass looking new costume. And I saw an image of it on the internet, and I was like, now, wouldn't it be interesting if she was a monk, or if she was a nun, a Buddhist nun, because she'd be bald? And that took off from there. And then I sat there dancing around this idea and this concept for a decade. And then Donald Trump ran for president, his first time. And the Me Too movement started right around that time because of finally getting, what's his name? The film producer, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
And I started reading the Me Too movement. And as I read it, I said, I'm picking up a central theme here. It's personal empowerment. And as a martial arts instructor, I said, I know how you get empowered. Because honestly, once you learn how to do this stuff, you never have to fight. People look at you and they don't mess with you because they they can just tell, especially Predator, the Predator guys, and that they will look at you and they'll go, oh, that guy knows how to fight. I'm not going to bully him. And they usually stay away from you. So 9 out of 10 of them will stay away from you. Now, if they're drunk, that's a whole different story. And I've had to knock a few drunks around. I've never been a bouncer, but I've bounced a few.
I've had my ass saved by regulars so many times.
Right? Yeah, right.
I can't fight. For a while, I was a big dude. Like I'm a bigger guy, and when I was bouncing, I was lifting weights.
You could just be intimidating, and
I would pick people up.
Yeah,
I would like,
it
was a lot of like skinny white college kids, but I would if you grab a man and pick him up off his feet and walk him outside and set him down, it's usually done, and I would be like, I'm going to let you go. If you turn around, I'm going to hit you. And I was like, I don't know, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to let you go and you're going to walk away and you can come back tomorrow and we'll all be friends. But I was never a great fighter. There were a couple times where I got into some.
You got a little outclassed.
and I had some regulars swinging, and sometimes and all the other way too, right? Like sometimes they would be like trying to help and absolutely make it a million times.
They make it even worse. Yeah, it's like if you know what you're doing. Don't help if you don't know what you're doing. That's been the fun part especially with drunks. It's because they're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do or what they can do. Suddenly they discover martial arts. It's weird.
I know.
But
they don't go down. They don't go down. They don't shut up. They develop like diamond skin, like Emma Frost. They just
exactly.
They turn into these
so weird
Budweiser fueled warriors.
Budweiser, exactly. Yep. Yeah, they are dangerous when they're that wasted. But yeah, the thing that cemented it for me was, as evidenced by the white boxes over here behind me, I'm a huge comic book fan. I was reading Kelly Sue DeConnick's Bitch Planet, and she did op-eds at the back of each issue. And in one issue, she had an op-ed where she wrote basically, it was her reaction to the Billy Bush interview of Trump, and then them getting off the bus, and I can't remember the actress's name, but Billy said, give him a hug. And then, okay, now give me a hug. And it was like, you could see on her face how awkward this whole thing was. Kelly Sue wrote this whole thing about, this isn't your body in this moment, all this kind of stuff. And as I read it, I'm like, nobody should have to feel that way. And I said, I'm going to write this. I got to write this now. And I started writing it. And I'm like, and it's honestly, ladies, it is my clumsy attempt to be an ally. I've done my best with it. A lot of ladies have said a lot of women have said it's really good. I had one of my first reviews just randomly. Fantastic Frankie said that she recognized that it really touched on the plight of women in this country and everything. So that was awesome. But I still know that I got a lot to learn, and because I'm this. Yeah.
No,
so,
I do think you bring a lot of like you bring a lot of like history and culture, and like I said, the philosophy and the stuff. You've practiced martial arts for what, 30 years, 3 decades?
30 years. Yeah, 30 years. Yeah.
So I mean, so you have a lot of knowledge that you bring to the page. I think you do well with it. And Lori Foster of Laguna Studios, my boss, and the publisher, she's very picky about stuff like that, right? So like she was hungry for this, like she wanted it, and it fits well with what Laguna's doing. Like there's a lot of like,
cool.
There's a lot of cool, a lot of cool female protagonists in the comics at Laguna. Now you are this Saturday. You're doing a special, right? If you come and show proof that you are a backer, you got special treats for people this weekend or something.
If you come to the Nerd Store for Free Comic Book Day, and you can come a little later. You don't have to come right when the crowd is there. You can come a little bit later. Don't wait too long, because if a crowd really isn't walking up to us, we usually pack up and leave, and go get lunch or something. Doug and I and Mike Lovins will be there as well. He wrote a book called We Go Anywhere. These guys, the three of us, we've been doing these various events in Utah for so long that it's like, oh, I guess it's time to go. Nobody's showing up. So we pack up about that time. So make sure you're there. or message me and let me know you're coming. Yeah, if you back the Shaolin Nun, now we're talking this particular one. You had to have backed the Shaolin Nun, the complete first series Kickstarter that's going right now. Go to shaolinnun.com/Kickstarter, and you can back it. And you come up to me. I will give you a free 11x17 poster of your choice.
Nice.
I have the first 4 issues covers in 11x17 posters available. If you backed at $100 or more at one of the you went for one of the big rewards, you can pick out a limited edition, and I mean limited. I printed 100 of each. I have limited edition prints by Greg Maldonado. These are unique to the book. I will let you take one of those, and you can take one of those of your choice.
Nice.
Let me see if I can.
And if you go to that page, which by the way, there's a link in the show notes that your kind host put there for everybody to click on. If you go there, oh, those are sick.
Yep. So full size images of the various covers. And
I love that one of her on the car. Is that issue 2 or 3?
That's issue 3. And let me tell you, when he sent me that in black and white, I realized I talked to an artist, a cover artist years ago. This is novel covers. He said, if you pick up a book at a bookstore, if a reader picks up a book, they now have a 40% chance of buying that book if they physically pick it up. And I said, that just became my 40% book.
Nice.
That cover is so dynamic. And then he blows me out with that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cover right after.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of the prints.
Oh, that's cool.
This
black and white looks great.
Yeah, black and white. This is the 5 Shaolin Masters. And then I've got a color one that he did a watercolor of Mayan meditating on a post, which is kind of cool.
That is cool. I like this because I am always encouraging creators. A lot of people don't know this, and I remind people of this. All you got to do is ask a shop to sign. Oh wow, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yep. So these are available. Like I said, if you pick it up for $100 or more, because I'm limited on these. I don't have that many, and they're prints. I've got lots of posters. I'm more than happy to let you take one. So even if you come in and do $5 for issue 6 or issue 1 for the digital copy, fine. Here you go. I'll let you get a poster. Yeah, I don't mind. I want you back in it. If you did $1 as a gift, maybe I might have to give you a kind of a scowl, but if you did, $5, $10 just as a gift donation, great. I'm going to give you a poster. So just all you got to do is show up at the Nerd Store tomorrow in West Valley City at Valley Fair Mall. Sorry for everybody who's out of town, but I've got lots of posters. So when I start traveling and going to different conventions, just come hit me up. I'll give you a poster.
That's awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm always like, you should reach out to your shops. Like, ask, especially like if I were an indie creator, obviously it's too late to do it now, but like a couple months ago, I would, just say I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I would have hit up all the shops. I should have done this for Blake's Buzz, but I'm now thinking of it now, maybe next year. But I would hit up the shops and I would say, hey, my name's Blake Morgan. I'm a local creator. I've got 5 successful Kickstarters. Like you got spot for like an indie creator. Maybe you don't get like center table, next to Doug Wagner or whoever in the shop, but there's, just like Tommy said, like they're going to have booths outside, right? Like maybe you can set up a small table, maybe they say no, but also maybe they say yes. I had a friend do a signing at Barnes and Noble. She's not in the direct market. She only publishes on Kickstarter. They had like they were asking for like indie authors to like reach out. So like, just ask. And definitely think of like big days like these, like Free Comic Book Shop Day, or what's the other weird name? Comic Giveaway Day.
Comics
Giveaway Day? Get some thoughts.
Well, it tells you how trademarks and copyrights work in this industry, right? It's the same reason why Shazam can't be called Captain Marvel anymore. Everybody who's old, and why Captain Marvel's now a girl. It's because Stan Lee back in the '60s said, "Oh, they want to publish that? I'm gonna steal it." And he went and created a character named Captain Marvel, and because he's like, we're Marvel, we should have Captain Marvel. And so he changed it, and suddenly we had Captain Marvel over at Marvel Comics, and DC couldn't use the name because he got it copyrighted faster than they could do it. But no, it's Comics Giveaway Day is because Diamond was not treating everybody right a few years ago, and DC got sick of it and started their own distribution company called Lunar Distribution. Well, they cooperated with somebody, but yeah,
I gotta interject.
Yeah,
that I don't think that's entirely accurate.
Mhm.
Diamond had its flaws, 100%.
Mhm.
But the reason that DC left Diamond was because during the pandemic, Diamond shut down.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Diamond shutting down saved half the comic shops in the country.
Mhm.
Now, I was lucky. Virginia had weird rules where as long as people were spaced apart, I could stay open. So during those weeks that comics didn't ship, it was fine. We had just started doing a Facebook Live sale every
Mhm.
Tuesday night. Everybody wanted to support us, so we were making normal Wednesday dollars on our Tuesday night live sale. I got to sit and process 30 years of back issues. But there were a lot of shops that weren't allowed. These people weren't allowed to go to their stores. The entire state was shut down. Had
Mhm.
Diamond not stopped shipping, a lot of shops that are here right now would not be here. And AT&T bought bought Warner Brothers with the idea
Mhm.
that the movies and the media and the IPs would shore up some deficits in their
Mhm.
ledger. And because the entire entertainment industry shut down, they panicked. They freaked
Right.
out. And I don't have anything bad to say about Lunar. They do a very good job shipping me my books.
Mhm.
But if Diamond hadn't shut down when they did, a lot of people would have lost their businesses.
That's fair. That's fair. So anyway, DC started Lunar, and that took away one of Diamond's big two. And then Lunar started pulling in other small creators, small publishers,
Mhm.
and Diamond was getting a little nervous. Their whole thing was built on the bulk of being the only one, of being the monopoly. And then Marvel, basically Disney said, "Can we do the same thing?" Marvel said, "Well, we have a distributor for our trades and graphic novels, but it's Penguin Random House." And basically, Penguin Random House said, "Okay, Disney, we'll do whatever you want." And they started doing their own distribution, and that basically tanked Diamond after that. They declared bankruptcy last year or 2 years ago. And last year was the last year we had the Free Comic Book Day under Diamond. They owned the copyright. They owned the trademark for Free Comic Book Day. The company that bought them was a game company.
Yeah, Universal owns it now.
Yeah, and this game company came in, and they think they call themselves Ad Populum, but they were this game company before that. And they were like, why would we give comics away? They didn't understand what Free Comic Book Day was. They didn't want it. And so Diamond turned around and sold Free Comic Book Day, the licensing to it, everything, the copyright, everything, to Lunar. So they own it. But that means that everybody who's over with Penguin Random House.
No,
Lunar doesn't own Free Comic Book Day.
Universal owns
Universal Distribution owns Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Then why is Penguin Random House not allowed to participate?
It's not that they aren't allowed to participate. They put all this branding in place.
Mm-hmm.
They did all this branding and get all this stuff ready because no one knew. Everything was up in the air. So Penguin was like, we're just going to do our own thing and hope for the best. Next year, I can almost guarantee you next year, everything will go back to Free Comic Book Day. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, I have noticed, other people in the industry have noticed, Penguin has done zero marketing for Comic Giveaway Day.
Yeah,
zero.
Yeah,
and no one is calling it comic book.
Nobody's calling it.
We're all calling it Free Comic Book Day.
I almost for the thumbnail for today's thumbnail as a joke. I almost used the comic book giveaway day logo, but I was like, I'm kicking myself in the dick on metrics there because people are like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, that really would have pulled a lot more people in. No, I mean I put it on my little alert about what I was doing for Free Comic Book Day. So yeah, we have these two companies now that are basically, they did their own. And so anybody that's under Penguin Random House is doing comic book giveaway day. It seems like, or comics giveaway day. I think
It was-
that'd be IDW
Are
and
the
Marvel
books branded
mostly.
differently, Tommy? You got
They
you
are.
got the books.
Yeah.
So they have the. Do you think the speculators? Do you think those are going to be worth like a bunch of
No.
money?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
So, free comic book day, got the branding at the top.
Mhm.
Comics giveaway day, same thing.
So silly.
Jim, we got
And
another
it's-
Jim book.
It was just all about timing. And Penguin, honestly, to their credit, they were like, we're going to do this, whether there's a free comic book day or not. We are going to have an event. We can't call it this because of copyright or whatever. And
Because
so
of trademarks,
they put a lot of effort into making sure the event happened in case no one else picked up that ball. And I honestly, I kind of think because they haven't been marketing it, like they recognize that nobody wants to call it comic giveaway day, free comic book day. We're 20 plus years of branding. They don't want to mess with that. I can't imagine. The people that I know at Penguin are smart. They're smarter than me. So I feel like if I can see that, they definitely can.
Yeah.
and unless something really big happens for them under this, they won't. They'll change. They'll be back. I agree.
Yeah.
They'll be back to free comic book day. Something major would have to happen. And no, when it comes to comics being of any value, I think only 2 of the free comic book day books have ever made more money, actually been worth something.
I know,
Let
I
me
paid
take a guess.
$7 for the. I didn't get to a free comic book day when when there was when X-Men, when Hickman's Krakoa saga was going strong.
right, yeah.
And they had a free comic book day issue for, and I needed it for like my Hickman Krakoa singles extravaganza collection that I was
So
making.
you can have a full collection.
Yeah, and so I had to pay like $8 for it on eBay.
Well, that's
Which was whatever, but like, but also I want to shout out to Ian, who says, Ian thought it was that free comic book day was when you make comics for free. You do need to rethink your approach. If you're making them for free, you're in a pretty good spot, because I'm pretty sure that
If you're able to make it
you're
free,
losing
it's
money
great.
when you're making
Yeah.
comics. Baby.
I have never made a dime on this comic book. One day I will, but I've not made a dime on this comic. I pay my artists. I pay them with the Kickstarter proceeds, so we've got a fund if I want to pay my artists. And yeah, you don't make a dime. Anyway, you were going to say about the speculative market on free comic book day, Tommy.
Oh yeah, there's only 2 books
Mm-hmm.
in the history of free comic book day that have
Only 2.
retained value. Only 2.
Yeah, only 2
The
of retained
Umbrella
value.
Academy.
Mhm.
Because no one knew what it was. It was like
Nobody.
some musician's vanity project. Who wants to
Weird.
read that? And then it was freaking amazing.
And yeah, this weird thing with a monkey. Yeah, what is this? Yeah.
And when David Peterson got crazy and did a hardcover for free comic book day.
Mm.
What?
Yeah. For Mouse Guard, this was God.
I have that. I have
Yeah.
that somewhere. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's the single best free comic book day book ever produced. It's insane. But the fact that he did it was insane. And they cost a lot more than the regular free comic book day books. So people didn't order a ton.
Yeah.
So,
And believe me, the free comic book day comics aren't free even for the retailer.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why
You-
we encourage
paying for 'em.
everyone to like, yes, go and get the books for free, and but like buy, get a you don't have to get anything crazy. Buy a trade, buy a variant cover that you think looks cool. You don't have to buy like $1,000 book off the wall. You can, I'm sure they'd love it
If you want
did.
to, if you got the budget, if it's in your budget, we encourage it. There was a Spider-Man that's kind of retained its value. It goes up and down, but it still stayed well above. And it was like a first appearance of a villain. I don't remember which one it was. I had it and sold it to my local comic shop for like $7 or something. But
yeah, that
it was one of those speculative ones that go up and down. And I don't know what they're, if he bought it for, it might've been Jackpot. If he bought it for $7, he put it in the $9.99 rack that he has there.
Yeah,
So,
I guarantee that book is not worth that anymore.
yeah, I'm sure it's not, but yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I thought some of them
Like you said, 2 have retained their value, and a few have had value for a while and then dropped it.
Yeah, sometimes like the Blackest Night Zero that came out right before Blackest Night started. That was a $10 or $12 book for about 3 years, and now you can get it for under $5.
Because sometimes when they have like new story elements in them, like sometimes they're not reprinted until like the trade paperback or hardcover later.
Right.
Like so sometimes if you miss out on that free comic book day issue, you're kind of
You'll never
not
see
screwed, but yeah, you may not ever see it, or you may have to
you'll-
be like this douche and go on to eBay and spend $8 for it. Or I've also spent a lot of money because I have I'm behind, but I have like since IDW relaunched TMNT in 2012, like the original one with Dan, not the original one, but the one with Dan Duncan and Eastman and everybody. I was really into that run, and so I have like number 1 through 140, and it goes up to 150, and I have like all the Eastman covers and like a lot of anyways, blah blah blah.
Well, the Dan Duncan one was picked up where the Eastman and Laird one left off. Is what you mean? Yeah. It picked up where it left off. It's like getting that GI Joe that Image put out that was Larry Hama, just picking up left off, and I'm like, I don't even know where you left off at. I don't recognize any of these characters except for Snake Eyes. I don't know anybody. So it was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I've not kept up with this. And I started doing research into where it went. And I was like, so if I really wanted to follow Larry Hama's G.I. Joe, I would have had to have been a committed fan because he went through several publishers putting out G.I. Joe into different places. Anywhere he could get Hasbro to let him license it there, he did it. And this is the latest one, Hasbro licensed to Image. So
I thought about trying to do it for a while because like I don't, up until the Energon universe, like I liked the toys when I was a kid. I liked the G.I. Joe cartoon and the G.I. Joe 90s movie I used to watch all the time. But I never was really into G.I. Joe comics, and I wasn't really into the Transformer comics either until recently with the Energon reboot and stuff. And I was like, man, I wonder if like the G.I. Joe and then I knew he was continuing his run, like he's doing new issues now. And so I was like, I thought about going back, and it was just like, dude, tracking these down even digitally is ridiculous. Like it's just it's hard. But anyway,
I'm old enough to remember the first commercial for a comic book was the G.I.
Oh,
Joe
really?
number
That's
1.
crazy.
Yeah,
and it was an awesome animated piece, and I was so excited for it. But I was a kid, and I lived in a small town with the nearest comic shop in Salt Lake City, and issue 1 was not released through the retailers, the magazine distribution. Issue 1 was only released to comic book retailers, so comic shops, which were a new thing at the time. So I didn't get issue 1, but I picked up issue 2 the day it came out. I picked it up off the shelf. Still have it somewhere.
Oh,
wow. It's not in the best shape, believe me. I read it to death. And then they had this. It was a really cool one because it introduced this Russian version of G.I. Joe, of the G.I. Joe team.
Nice.
We never saw them again because it all became about Cobra. But Larry Hama was trying to show us that I can do more than just have them fight Cobra.
Yeah. Now, Tommy, I thought I got a peek of it when you pulled that stack out. There's an Energon special coming out on Saturday, right?
You mean right here?
Oh yeah, that looks
right
like
here?
something we already got at Comics Pro a while back.
It is not.
That's different. Okay.
It's different. Yeah. It's got snippets of a lot of different stuff. I'm super hyped for Mask. That is a toy line that I really liked when I was a kid.
I don't know anything about the toy line. I know I love the creators, and Pi Par did that. Oh damn it! He did they had a cool car series at Image. He draws automobiles better than a lot of artists I see. And so I'm really excited to see him like let loose.
What's Mad Cave's offering this year?
Mad Cave? Hold please.
Yeah.
I don't have all of them. So I don't know if I have the Mad Cave book or not.
Last year's Phantom was just amazing. So yeah.
I made you big, Tommy, so you can show off some stuff.
I see that. I'm nervous now.
It's the Tommy Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know if I do or not. Some of these I grabbed to bring home because I wasn't sure if they were all ages or not. They're supposed to be color coded, and they're not this year.
They don't have the little red mark at the top like they did last year.
This is blue, which means it should be for teens, and this is appropriate for teens. This is also blue. This should
not be
a mature reader book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just went with their the standard blue logo. They didn't try to color code it.
Yeah.
Mad
Well,
Cave
well,
is bringing Flash
It was
Gordon
Diamond who
1.
did that last year, and Universal may not know to do it. So
yeah. This one from Vault, also mature reader. Really
Yeah.
cool, but not for children.
Mm-hmm.
Not for teens.
It looks like Mad Cave's bringing Flash Gordon 1. And
Yeah, I didn't grab that one.
New one. This new one, Terabytes. Oh, Mark Russell's new one, Terabytes.
Terabytes. Okay, good. I know what I'm picking up then. Cool. I picked
Yeah,
up the
there's a bunch
Phantom,
of cool
and
stuff.
I'm like, I'm buying the Phantom. That's it. And then they did 6 issues, and then start dropping specials, and I'm like, well, I was really looking forward to the Phantom.
Is IDW doing any TMNT? That's what I was get when I was talking about TMNT earlier. I have spent not a ton of money, but like, $12 to $15 buying them online, buying the back issues of the TMNT free cards. Like this thing's been going on for like over a decade now, so it has several free comic book day issues. So like, it's trying to find stuff late. So you know how to solve this problem, folks. This Saturday, load up the car. Throw the kids in the trunk. The back seat. Put them wherever. It's fine. Take them to grandma's. But like, get on down to a comic book shop. Grab some cool stuff. Grab some stuff you never heard of. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna teach you guys a hack.
Always get the books you've never heard of. I can tell you that. Always get
you
the
can
books you've
find
never
some
heard
really
of.
cool stuff. Some shops will have a limit. They'll say like, hey, you can only get 3, or 3 or 5 or something. And maybe there's like a handful of stuff you want to try. A really easy way to twist the arm of a shop person is to buy something and say like, hey, I'm buying this book. If I get this, can I grab a couple extra free issues? I'm pretty sure no one will yell at you and tell you to leave. And if they do, I apologize because I'm a podcaster, not a comic book retailer. But Tommy, am I wrong here? Is it does your shop have limits? Like how do you treat that? Like,
all right, so typically our limit is 5. The shop that I used to work at, Richmond Comics, it was a limit of 5, but 1 book per household. So if you got 3 people in the household, that's 15 different books. That cuts down on some of the speculator stuff because in the past there has been some speculator stuff. This year at Mulligans, I have ordered a lot of books. I have no idea what my turnout's going to be. So we're going to sort of have a little bit of a free-for-all this year. We're going to just I'm going to have them separated by age range. And, we're going to kind of let the kids do what they want and see what happens.
Nice. You're going to have like adults like picking kids up, throwing them out of the way.
Well, I'll
child.
I'll end on this because I gotta go watch the latest episode of Daredevil. I haven't watched it yet. The reason why we have the limits have been put on is because these guys would come in thinking they're being all speculator stuff, and they'd grab like 5 copies of a book of one of the free comics and walk out. And when the kids came in, an hour later, the book was gone. And it was like and the retailer's like, I know we had enough. And one of the guys that was, assigned to watch the table was like, oh yeah, 5 dudes came in and just cleaned us out. 5 dudes got our whole stack. Yeah. Why didn't you stop them? Oh, I didn't know I needed to. So it's like, if they're whether there's a limit or not, get 1 of each book, guys. Like Tommy said, 2 have held their value. 2 out of 20 years of doing this, thousands of books being produced, 2 have held their value. You're not going to find your most valuable one. If you got to pick one up for a friend, make your friend fucking come. That's all. If he's got a hold of, and if he's got a hold of the comic shop, say, you know what? I'll tell him to put 1 in your hold. There you go.
Yeah.
Or call the comic shop and say, hey, I really want the Spider-Man that's coming out from Marvel or whatever the Marvel offering is. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore. But because I just pick them up when I get there. But I'm like, whatever the offering is, just call your local retailer. Say, could you throw that in my hold before it starts? They're like, yeah, we'll go grab you 1. They'll do that. They don't care. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, JC, I know you gotta get out of here. Everybody, we've talked about the Shaolin Nun a couple times tonight. We've shared the links. You can click on it. You check it out. awesome metal covers, awesome foil covers, really fairly priced bundles in both digital and physical. The whole first arc is available, issues 1 through 6, and they're
Issues 1
gonna.
through 6. Yep.
It's gonna be a fast fulfillment once the campaign's over and stuff. So really encourage you to check that out. JC, where's let us know website. I know you got a Substack. You want to shout out all that stuff? Tell us where we can follow you.
All this can be found at shallandnone.com. Just go to shallandnone.com and you will find the link to the Kickstarter. You'll find a link to my page, jccarter.info, and that will link you up to my Substack. And everything else is there on shallandnone.com. So just go check it out. And definitely shallandnone.com/Kickstarter. Back the book.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't seen the number go up this whole time, so nobody's doing it. So
yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for
you're just watching this.
Chat.
You're just watching this. Go get on your phone. Go to Kickstarter. Back the book. Come on, guys.
It makes me look good when my clients are on the show and you people back the damn book. That's the whole plan. Hot dog marketing works. Only if you help me make it work. God damn it. I buy your books and I buy your books. JC, dude, it was great to meet. It was great to meet you. We've been talking a lot the last couple weeks.
Talked it up, but we haven't really.
Yeah, it was cool to sit down and chat with you. I really like your book, man. I really like working with you. We got a couple more weeks of hustling left, and I hope this Saturday goes really well for you. I hope you meet some. I hope you have a good lunch with Doug and crew. But I hope you sell some books and posters and have a good time.
Doug's a good buddy. I love the guy. He's been a great supporter of mine from when I first said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about doing this." He's like, "Really? Okay. Here's what you need to know. Art takes a long time. It takes 10 years before you become an overnight success." He basically helped me. And every time I come in with a complaint, he goes, "Yep." Every time. So he knows. You know what you should do? You should ask him for a pull quote and we could make that into a little graphic. We're going to work on something for the trade.
Nice. Nice. Very cool.
shallandnone.com/Kickstarter. Buy the foil cover. Blake did a good job designing that. Yeah, and there's only 25 of them, so they're a huge collector's item, and nobody's picked one up yet. And that's making Blake sad.
Yeah,
don't make Blake sad.
Or buy a metal cover because $60 is more money. We'll take.
Yeah,
but whatever.
I'm like, buy a metal cover too. Well, and the metal covers are doing okay, but not. I want the foil covers to move too.
No, yeah, we thought the limited to 25. We're gonna hand number them.
Yeah,
hand numbered. JC will sign them if you want. It's
all they got to do is ship them to me. I'll ship them back. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not in Texas. I'm in Utah, so it's a bit of a trip. All right, guys. Thanks.
Good JC, have a great night, man. Appreciate
Good to meet you.
All right.
All right, we got a question from Pizza Punk. Any free comic, any manga? And there's Udon's got some stuff. Udon's been killing it lately with doing Street Fighter comics and Mega Man, which looks like you could get both of those. Mega Man Showdown Special 1, Street Fighter Forever 0, and then Udon Manga Classic Journey to the West. Looks like. I thought Viz had one too, but I don't see it.
Hey, look.
Look at that.
It's all three of the Udon books.
Oh, it's the manga you can get, Pizza Punk.
And
by the way, you guys should follow this dude. He does freaking zines digitally on Threads, his posts with cool comics he's read and cool. I really hope I'm talking about the right person. I'm 98% sure I am, because there's a few of us pizza nerds on Threads, and a couple of them are comic guys too. But anyway, he does a really great job, puts a lot of thought into these posts, and they should have a lot more traction than they do. And he posts beautiful food and great books to read. So you guys should follow him.
Kodansha's got Blue Lock in color.
Ooh, that's the soccer book, right?
Yeah. Blue Lock is really popular.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it's great.
And then there's also a preview of Dragon Circus, which I am not familiar with.
Nice.
But
you know what I'm reading because of Comics Pro is Damon's From the Shadow Realm.
And I picked them up. I haven't had time to read them yet.
The anime started. So the first episode of the anime rocked me. And it has an M. Night Shyamalan level twist in it. So like,
Okay.
if you have not watched Demons from the Shadow Realm, don't watch a trailer, don't watch anything about it, don't read anything, just watch it. It's very, very cool. But anyway, I watched the first episode and it was great. I immediately got some manga and started reading the manga. Now there's like, I think there's 3 more episodes I need to watch, but I've been reading it instead of watching it. I really like reading manga and watching it play out. Like, even though I kind of know what's going on, it's like cool to see it happen.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very excited about the tie of like animation and indie comics that we're seeing flourish right now, because I'm kind of getting the same thing except opposite. Like, so like Invincible, I've read a little bit, but I finally started it and like I just finished season 4, right? And I'm like caught up and I'm like, I am so about to dive into this series hard, right? You know, and it's very cool seeing it and reading it. I really like that about manga and anime, and I'm really excited about more opportunities to do that in Western comics. And it sounds like that's kind of a direction things are heading. Oh, hey, it was the right guy. Sweet. What's up? Oh, Matt Cole, what's up, dude? Go Glopple. Hope you're doing well, man. Anyway, and they agree. I love when people agree with me in the chat. It makes me feel alive. Huh, it's great, Tommy.
I kind of did that with the Freerin. I read the first like volume of Freerin and then watched the anime. And then I stopped watching the anime where I had stopped reading. And it was just kind of like a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't read Freerin, it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever read.
Nice.
It's so pretty.
I know that I've heard of the title, but I've not read it. I've been reading manga for 2 years, maybe 3. I like, it started when that Akira box set came out, and I got that sexy box set for $150. And I have a hard time binging stuff because I'm pretty sure I have undiagnosed ADHD, but it's fine. But like, I just, I'll hit something hard and then I'll have to take a break and I move on to something else. And I'm really bad about going back to it when I take a break. Same with shows. Like, I have a hard time. Like, if I binge shows too much, I start playing on my phone, or then I'll switch anyway. But with Akira, I read all 6 of those big hardcovers, and manga moves quickly, right? It reads a little faster than traditional comics. But I still read thousands of pages of that manga in like 2 weeks. It consumed me. It took over my life in the best way. I was like reading it at night, staying up late. And I had like a lamp that went around my neck. I'd read it in bed, with all the lights off. And then like when I started falling asleep, I just fall asleep. But yeah, it just took over. And then like I fell into like Chainsaw Man, started doing that. And then I found out like Dragon Ball was cool. Right. And so like, all this is crazy. So anyways, like I'm still learning and experiencing like manga and kind of like the new stuff and going, but like I went back and read like Monster, and that blew my mind. Like I really want to read 20th Century Kids and or 20th Century Boys. But yeah, so anyways, it's very cool getting into it. But I also kind of experienced that like new customer walking into a shop feeling, like, because it's just like, oh, cool, I want to read manga. What's hot now? Oh God, there's one. I can't afford to buy all this. But yeah, and anyway, but yeah, it's fairly cool. So I would definitely check out Demons of the Shadow Realm. Read it, watch it, and then use Freerin.
Yeah.
Freerin
Right. Is like, let me give you the elevator pitch.
All right, elevator pitch me.
D&D party has finished their big quest. They've defeated the big evil, and they all go their separate ways. And then 50 years later, the elf in the party goes back to see all her friends, and they're all either dead or elderly and on the verge of death. And then she's like, man, I really should have paid more attention and spent more time getting to know these people. So she retraces their steps with she's picks up like a Padawan, basically, from one of her old teammates, and she's retracing her steps and remembering everything that happened and really getting to know her friends for the first time after they're dead. It's a beautiful story. It for D&D nerds, it's great because there's some new kids and they're really funny, and there's cool monsters that they have to fight. but it's also like it's sort of low stakes because she's so powerful
Okay.
that the things that was really hard for her to fight the first time around, now it's just like,
Mm.
no big deal. But the manga is beautiful. I think the manga is actually prettier than the anime.
I was about to ask if, because when I Googled it, the anime popped up first. Are they both worth checking out? Like,
Oh yes,
experience
100%. Yeah.
When you were pitching it, it reminded me of another book I heard about at Comics Pro. By the way, I know you've all heard me say this before, but only magical things happen at Comics Pro is how I met Tommy. Well, no, I met you through work, I guess, but I officially like met you at Comics Pro. There was another book there that they were talking about, cleverly named Dungeon Elf. But the premise is genius, right? Like, it's just like the title is like, okay, but it's literally about this elf. Like, if you play RPGs, right, and you're wandering around, and I love JRPGs, right, and I waste tons of time grinding and going down every hallway, making sure I get like every treasure chest, right? How do you think those treasure chests get there? Why, right? Why, when you are in someone else's castle, is not all the treasure in one treasure room, but there's like some scattered about in a bathroom, and some in a hallway, and some near a drain duct, right? Like, this is a manga about the elf who puts these treasure chests in random places of the dungeon, and like why, and like who's telling her to do it. I have not read it yet. I'm so intrigued by it, and I'm excited to check it out. But yeah, anyways, manga's really cool, and
it is.
And y'all should experience it. We have not talked enough about New Comic Book Day at all. I've been thinking of that like the whole time. We did cover some cool books to talk about, but I know Tommy, you got this stack. What are some things that you're excited about for Saturday? Not like the interactions and the people, but like, what are some books dropping that you were hyped about? Like, I'm not going to lie, like the Dungeon Crawler Carl, I just read book 1 and it rocked me.
Dude, I am midway through book 4 for the second time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I just started reading them like 2 months ago.
Yeah, that surprised me when I noticed that like book 1 came out in like, what was it, 2018, 2020 or something?
Yeah.
I thought this was like a brand new like phenomenon. I thought this writer was a freak of nature, because I was like, how do you drop like all these best-selling novels just back to back?
Yeah.
And they're big books, you know. But then I didn't realize that this has been going on for years. But yeah, the first book really took me. The hype is real. I definitely I want to dive into book 2. There's a couple other books I wanted to read before that, and I knew I already have buddies that like everything they've wanted to read is now tossed to the side while they're just like pushing through every dungeon crawler book. But anyways, Vault makes great books. This thing made over, what did it make? Like, it made over 2 million or right at 2 million on Kickstarter or BackerKit or whatever. Now there's going to be action figures. There's movie and TV deals. There's probably going to be a video game. There's all these others. There's a TTRPG now that you can get on BackerKit and get like custom dice and all these and actually like kind of play through the dungeons of the end of the world. It's blowing up into this massive thing. And yeah, I've been really, really excited to see how this comic's going to be, right? I know you can read it on Webtoons right now, but I'm waiting.
I am too.
But I want it to be as good. Like I said, I like Vault. I like the people at Vault, and I want it to do well for them, but also just, for it's a good fandom. It's everybody's real positive about it. The fans are real nice to each other. It's not like I love Star Wars, but when you talk Star Wars online, if you say the wrong thing, you get in trouble. It's just like
nobody hates Star Wars as much as Star Wars fans.
Yeah, exactly.
It is wild.
Yeah. But the fan base for DCC doesn't seem to be like that at all. Everybody's just super excited for more content, super excited to talk about it with everybody. And all these campaigns are doing well. So yeah, this is their first taste. I think it comes out May 20th, the graphic novel, but you can show up to a shop this Saturday and snag this and see what it's all about. See Princess Donut live on the page.
Yeah. And I will say, the art style in this is not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So I am really excited to see what the rest of the dungeon looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see where there's so much that like they give good descriptions in the book, but he's a different kind of writer, right? He's like it's quick, it's quick and it's action packed and it's relentless, and he doesn't get bogged down in like the descriptions like a literary prose writer might, right? Like he chooses the time to slow down very carefully. And there's not many slow down moments, right? So everything just kind of like goes by a blur. So like basically what I'm long-windedly saying is, you know, a cool artist could have a lot of fun with a lot of stuff in this book that we've, you know, like seen in our minds, but not, you know, really seen on a page. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm excited to see how they do some of this stuff. What I didn't see a Ninja Turtle offering, and then I know, you know, we've got some friends at Recca Comics that are doing the Future Is. They got that special.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't grab that to bring home because I already knew I was going to pick it up, and I didn't need to read it ahead of time.
Yeah.
One of the books I'm excited about, and honestly, I'm excited about it because of talking to Torma and the gang over at Oni, is Fort Psycho.
Yeah.
That book looks rad. And then there's also the new mind management stuff in here, but Fort Psycho is the one that I'm like, that looks like crazy book.
Oni's been impressive lately. They came out with a new logo, and the logo was real fresh and real, you know, and it was just like, and they've just been doing cool stuff, you know, and I like it. Their offerings, I'm with you. I think that's I'm stoked for their new. I'm always stoked for like new books from them. But yeah, there's this new weirdness and this return of like mind management, and also like Matt Kent going to Oni, bringing Flux House to a different publisher. You know, that's big news. That's not a small thing. And for whatever reason that happened, and whatever it means is it's going to mean more Flux House from Matt Kent. And, you know, like Matt Kent and his Flux House productions are gnarly and weird and just like risky, but the risk pays off. And so I feel like, I don't know, you know, like I feel like this move and mind management coming back, or mind MGMT, whatever people call it. But like, I don't know. I feel like Matt Kent has something weird up his sleeve, and I feel like we're going to get that in 2026,
you get to hear the pitch?
2027. What was
the pitch that he and Hunter gave at Comics Pro?
No.
About the new mind management? Basically, you don't need to have read anything.
Oh, I do remember that. Them saying like, but I still want to, time out. If you go to Matt Kent's shop, right? Like his personal shop, he always usually has like bundle deals and stuff like on his shop. If you buy like all three of the paperback mind management omnibuses, he'll like sketch them, and it's like 3 for $100.
Oh, that's rad.
And he also has like the mind management board game, and I think he has the Kickstarter edition of it. And then like the record, they did like the LP, that like the read along comic. You can that was this. I haven't looked at his website in a hot minute, but these things used to be on his website, and I've like wanted them for a while. Yeah, Mind Man. It's been a book. I've read volume 1. I had like the hardcover of volume 1. There's like 6 or 7 volumes. The first hardcovers they did. And then they're like out of print. And so like I couldn't complete the set, and it aggravated me, but I really liked volume 1. And it's so weird, and it's something I wanted to explore more of. So yeah, the having it come back and being able to dive into it right away without having to read, 1,000 pages is like smart marketing, but also like stoked Blake. Cause, I don't have to, I love my job. I love what I do. And I don't get to read as many comics as I used to anymore.
It's understandable. It's part of my job. I read as many comics as I can every week, and some weeks it's 5 and some weeks it's 30. It just depends on the week. I wish I could do what Shannon Live does.
Yeah.
She I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shannon. It's Bat City Comic Professionals down in Florida. She has a YouTube show on Sundays, Wind Down Your Weekend, where she reads a mountain of comics every Sunday and then talks about all of them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is insane. She's so good at it. But what I've found for me when we're talking about new projects and stuff, the behind the scenes guys are what get me excited. Like Hunter Goranson talking about EC Comics got me so hype for the new EC a couple years ago. And Hunter's pitch is what has me excited about Fort Psycho. And like Philip Sablik at Ignition, I will follow that man into whatever book he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a Cy Spurrier book, Minotaur. I have no idea what it's about. It doesn't look like a Minotaur. Looks like giant bugs. I don't care. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna love it.
Dude, everything Ignition has dropped, even like the stuff that like isn't necessarily in a genre I think I'd be into. Like everything I've read has been like legit.
Man,
like,
I'm sick of horror, but I keep buying all the horror books that they put out.
I know,
they're so
right?
freaking good.
It is funny because I kind of like you get too much of a good thing because I'm the same. Like I love horror, especially like watching it. I really love watching it. The last couple of years has been a bummer because I haven't watched anything that scared me in a while. Like I remember like going to see Skinamarink in the theater, and I thought that was gonna do it. Like I thought it traumatized me, but in a different way. Like it was legit like media torture. Not like the film was bad, but just like the contrasting lights, the sound, everything was like extra loud and extra bright, and it was just like I remember like 3 hours after that movie, my eyes were, I could still see like grain in my vision from like the screen of the movie. And, anyway, but so like that movie did a lot of stuff right, but it had a couple like legit moments that like made me hold my breath and did freak me out. There's a part where the dad's like, just look under the bed. And it's like, please don't look under the bed. And then he looks under the bed and it's like, no. Anyway, but like that part, I just got like tinglies thinking about that scene. But I haven't seen a lot of movies that like scared me. And so like, I've also been kind of burned out on horror and also kind of burned out on horror comics. But I'm the same. Like I keep reading them because our friends and people we know keep writing them. But you know, like I've been kind of more into the sci-fi. I've been reading a lot of manga. You know, like I'm getting more into fantasy, right? I'm playing a lot of JRPGs right now, so I'm just like all about like fantasy. Here we go.
New He-Man plus Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, from Sealy. Is that what that said?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's doing the Dungeons and Dragons book?
Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing.
No way! Oh shit! Oh, that's gonna be good. The Hive Mind on D&D. Let's go. Oh, that should be a one you should pick up. Definitely.
Like that's your splash page.
Wow. Let's party. Awesome. I may not ever get to play D&D again, but I do like I love the Dragonlance novels. Like I got tons of them to go through, and there's all these comics. I've only read, okay, Tommy. All right. I've only read the first Dragonlance book. The of Dragons of Autumn, whatever.
Autumn Twilight.
I got the first trilogy. And then like as I was reading the first book, there was like a Humble bundle, or like right after I got done with the first book, I got like a Humble bundle that had like 30 something novels. So I have like most of them on my Kindle. But I've been dying to like get into the second book, because it's just like, do you know what it made me feel like? Except I was 40 and not in grade school. When I read Harry Potter, I was almost dead. I had pneumonia real bad as a kid, and I missed like a month of school. I didn't get to go outside, and like I didn't really know what was going on. I was coughing a lot and tired, but I didn't realize how like sick I was. And like I do still remember being at the doctor's, and the doctor showing my dad an X-ray, and my dad just started bawling, and I was like, what's wrong? It's like, so like that's always a good sign, right? When your dad breaks down looking at his son's X-ray. And then side note, he's smoking in the goddamn car when we're leaving the hospital. Whatever, I'm alive. But anyways, I missed all this school, and all I had the first three books of Harry Potter. So like I read about this kid who was like trapped and like, you know, like finally like got to like escape this terrible situation and like explore this new world. And like I was kind of like exploring this new world as I was like trapped at my grandparents' house, like trying to breathe and doing breathing treatments and shit. And like that book meant a lot to me, and it never will again, because like F that book and F that writer. But like,
Yeah.
you know, anyways, Dragonlance made me feel like that, made me feel like I was like finding something, like a new world to explore, like these new people and creatures and like, you know, the dragons and everything, and like, I blew me away. And I know it's like for younger readers, but like, and it's not for like kids, but
it's
like,
not necessarily for kids. I read it in high school.
Okay, but it's it rocked me, and there's so much, and there's like I bought the new trilogy, like I have the new trilogy they wrote in hardback, but I have to read like 19 books before I get to that. But you know, like, and they're still writing them, like both of the writers, like they're both like over 60, 70 years old.
Yep.
And they're still writing them and doing cons and stuff. And so yeah, like if you're like me and there's like a fantasy void in your soul that was like ruined by a nasty rich lady who wants to be a nasty rich lady online, I would check out Dragonlance. And there's Dragonlance comics if you can track them down. There's an old animated movie with Kiefer Sutherland. Like there's like,
it's not great.
But it's just it really blew me away, and I really liked the characters, and that was like the first book, you know, and I was like, all this other, like so much other stuff can like happen now, and then there's still like the looming giant threat, you know, like that isn't solved. And anyways, it felt like playing a great RPG. It felt like watching a great movie. It felt like watching the Lord of the Rings, you know, but different. It was a little more lighthearted, but also like gets into it when it has to. There's real threats, there's real magic, there's real dragons. Anyway, it's so good.
I've read I don't even know how many of the Dragonlance books over the years. I was obsessed with them in high school.
Nice.
So I read every one I could get my hands on. I'm a bit behind. There's a bunch that came out in the later 90s.
By different authors too, right? Like a lot of people
there's a ton of different. A couple of the authors, and I can tell you about this later. There's a couple of them that you can kind of skip because they're not what you would call the best.
Okay.
But there's so much good stuff in there. And it's
the EXP knows that Tommy and I are about to launch a new show where we just talk about Dragonlance. I hope you guys are okay with that because that's happening.
I mean, I did reread the first two trilogies about a year and a half ago.
Really?
The Chronicles and Legends trilogies.
Yeah.
I reread both of those.
That's like the core, right? Like you read those and then you can kind of bounce around with the other books and trilogies and
there's another the naming convention of the Chronicles books. There's a fourth book that takes place after the Tales books. It's Dragons of Summer Flame.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Dragons of Summer Flame. So you read the original trilogy, which is Chronicles, and then the next trilogy, which is Legends, and then Summer Flame. And that is basically a complete story. Those 7 books are one unit, really. Wow. And then there's all kinds of tie-ins and spinoffs. And then there's a series that jumps ahead 20 years. So we meet the kids of the characters from the original and then follow them. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much good stuff.
Hell yeah. That's so cool. I love, and it's all like I didn't realize this until I like kind of found out about Dragonlance, but you know, Dungeons and Dragons, I used to think like if a book said Dungeons and Dragons on it, it was like a campaign book, right? Or a supplemental book or for the game. I didn't realize that there were like Magic the Gathering and a lot of these other properties, that there are like all these novels and like they're starting to do like cyberpunk. You're seeing this happen with cyberpunk novels, manga, great comics, and a great game. Now there's a TTR. It started as a TTRPG. Now they're remaking the TTRPG. There's also a trading card game that's doing great on crowdfunding. I love seeing IP explode like that. I wish like Dragonlance, because Dragonlance is like it's like a cult classic. And I can't think of the writers' names, but they
Margaret Rice and Tracy Hickman. Yeah,
like they do shows and get invited to like gaming conventions and stuff, and have like a lot of fans, and are still writing. But yeah, it's you know, I mean, it's rife for a new comic book series. It's rife for a movie or an animated movie even, right? Like D&D's hot right now. It still is. Like it's the like does your shop do I know you do cards and stuff. Do you do like a lot of TTRPG books and
Not
minifigs
really.
and things like that?
No, there's a couple of other shops in town that really kind of hit that really hard.
Okay.
And they do it really well, but they also are shops that are like between 4,000 and 8,000 square feet, where mine is 1,200.
So you gotta think about the inventory because of the space. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of space for a lot of stuff. Like my comic section is tiny and overflowing.
Yeah, that's like my collection at my house. It's not that tiny, but I bought like every omnibus that came out during COVID, and now I'm like, what am I gonna do with all these goddamn things?
Read them.
Okay, but you know what I pay for DC Ultra and Marvel Unlimited.
Okay.
And like I got a brand new iPad. I got a 13-inch iPad, and I really like reading comics on it. Oh goodness, I like reading. I've been big on Humble Bundles but yeah, anyways, I like omnibuses. I love the deluxe hardcovers. I do have a lot of them, but yeah, like there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh man, do I like go grab the Jason Aaron, Wolverine and the X-Men omnibus off the shelf? Or do I just grab my iPad and fire up Marvel Unlimited? And then if I'm like, if I'm into it and I'm not going to do a lot. I like to read comics, take a poop. Okay. Read a comic, take a poop.
Omnibuses aren't good for that.
Yeah, right. I'm like your wrist is starting to hurt. And then like, what if your wrist gives out and you drop this 18-pound book onto the hard tile floor of your bathroom? Now you've dinged a corner. Now you've potentially ruined this omnibus that you worked so hard to pay for. All right. So like, yeah, I just, a lot of times I grab the tablet. I also like reading at night. And obviously tablet at night is easy to read than a book that isn't lit. It's hard to read a book in the dark. But yeah, anyways, I'm running. I don't have room, and because I started to buy manga too now, and it's like I have like you can see the big dark stack is JJK, and I have like I'm a few volumes behind in that, and like that's ending. Chainsaw Man's ending. I have a few volumes to buy of that, and it's like so I want to like keep my collections going. But it's just reading them. Also, I don't know if anyone heard. My work life has changed significantly in the last month, and we're not quite back into like let's spend FU money on books. we're still conscientious of like how it's like I won't lie to you. Like your boy is telling everybody like go to comic shops and spend money and get free comic books for Free Comic Book Day. I will not. I haven't been back in Kickstarters. I won't be. I just things are different right now. We're still getting used to it. But hopefully next year, because usually what I like, I'm not a Wednesday warrior, but what I do like to do is like on Free Comic Book Day, I go hit up a 2 or 3 shops, and then get like a couple issues at each one, and like maybe buy a book, buy something weird, buy something cool I didn't plan on. Like for local comic book shop day, I picked up the new Gundam manga reprint hardcover from Kodansha, I think, which they're like, they're so beautiful. But anyway, so like, I'm a hypocrite is basically what I'm trying to tell y'all is I spent all my money on hot dogs and and hot dogs and hot dog hats because hot dog marketing works eventually. But if things were a little better, I would be out there this weekend, and I could go and pick up a couple, get the Energon issue but it just knowing what the shops are putting up with, and knowing that they do pay for those issues and stuff, like I would feel guilty just going getting walking away with 3 comics and nothing else.
So Blake, I'm going to tell you as a guy who is spending a lot of money putting these events together. It's nice when people come in on Free Comic Book Day and buy stuff. It's even better if we see them a month later.
Yeah.
Come in on Free Comic Book Day, get your free books, come back and let me know how I did on Free Comic Book Day. Let me know if you had a good time. And, maybe then you can buy a book or so. don't feel like every time you walk in the comic shop you have to buy something. A, a good comic shop is your third space. It's a place where you can go and you can feel at home, and you don't feel like you have to buy something. It's nice when you do, and we really do appreciate it, but I want you to feel like you can come in and talk to us about the stuff on the wall or the stuff in your life, and just share experiences with each other. Anyway, that's how I feel about being the guy behind the counter at the shop. I want one of my regulars today reminded me that he told me about a band I need to listen to. Not,
Yeah.
we talk about everything in the shop. So don't feel like you're required to buy something every time you walk in the door.
I gotcha. I know, and I know that. I just feel weird because I know like the other side of it. I have some friends who've had like stressful weeks, right? Like getting ready for it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I know what you guys go through. And even when you love it and you're into it, it's still going to be a long day, And so, that all that love kind of comes with a cost too, but maybe I will go because there are some books I'd kind of like to, I really would like to read to see what that dungeon crawler is about. So maybe I will. And then I'll probably spend money cause I'll feel guilty. And then I'll be like, why'd I do that? I only have $5 in my bank account. Anyway, I don't have any money. I donated $25 to Chris's, GoFundMe for the Oblivion bar, and I have trouble not doing what the community does,
Yeah.
It's like support shops. I'm like, yeah, and then I do it, and then I'm like,
But you've built a platform where you are supporting shops, not just shops, individual creators. Because like Kickstarter, when Kickstarter started doing comics, I was one of the old guys in the back going grumble, grumble, grumble. I can't carry these comics, blah blah blah. But like, honestly, selling Pokemon has changed my mind about a lot of things about a lot of these industries, because there's like 6 different ways to collect Pokemon, and not all of them are things that I deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing goes for comics. Like, there's local guys here in Richmond that make these really cool zines that I can only find at one shop in town because he's right on a college campus and he can sell that kind of stuff. Whereas where I am, far away from the college campus in the suburbs, it's harder for me to sell cool zines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Kickstarter comics are the same thing, man. Like industry legends have shifted from the normal model to doing Kickstarter because it's better for their bottom line.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the rest of the world has noticed, but Terry Moore has sort of shifted. And this is one of the all-time greats in comics. He shifted from doing monthly books to doing mostly Kickstarter stuff these days.
Yep. Look at Ahoy. Ahoy hasn't been doing monthly drops, and Mark Russell's new graphic novel with them is on Kickstarter, or about to launch on Kickstarter. So they're kind of, it's a different trend. It's it's going to be interesting. Even a lot of Kickstarter pros, like my friend Charlie Stickney, who does White Ash and has a massive audience, and like White Ash does insanely well, like on Kickstarter. And but he even started, like, he does like double-sized issues now. He does like 60-page one-shots or whatever, however many pages they end up being. But it's basically like a double-sized issue, and he does like 3 of those a year, maybe. But to kind of like compensate in the longer time between releases, right? And with the higher price of like shipping and production and all this stuff that like Kickstarter people have to deal with, that like mass market publishing companies don't necessarily have to deal with, or deal with as much or as intensely. But yeah, it's just, it's starting to move that way even on Kickstarter. There's still a lot of people are doing single comics and stuff, but it's just I've had many conversations with creators. They're like, I got 4 issues. Do we do 1, 2, 3, 4? Do we do all 4 at once? Do we do this? Do we bail on the 4 and do a trade? Like, it's a conversation everybody's having. And I know it's a conversation people are still having in the direct market, because Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips don't do floppies anymore. They straight up told Image that they're going to start doing these hardcover release original graphic novels, and that's what they want to do. and if they want them on their with the image title on it, that's what they're going to do, and that's what they've been doing. And I think people like, I think if they went to like a 12 issue maxi, like after doing these like graphic, I don't think people would be bummed. Like, cause I think even though it's like a longer span of time between the Brubaker Phillips releases, like we get these bigger, chunkier books. Like,
Yeah.
now that we get to spend, I mean, you can still read them in a night if you really want to, and they're good, right? So you do sometimes, but you get to spend a little more time with it. And so it's a trend, and it's something. I think we're going to keep seeing more of it. Also, like, keep seeing more of like people doing their own compact editions, right? Or manga sized paperbacks.
I think that's the format of the future, man.
Oh, dude,
I think
absolutely.
I think the whole industry needs to shift to that.
Yep. The only thing I think people need to work on is your pre-press. Like, you need to really make sure when you're changing the size of these books, you need to pay attention to your gutters and your the bleeds
And your paper stock.
Yeah,
because if you change your paper stock, it's going to change the way everything looks.
Yeah. But I do like them. Because it's funny at first, because I love like the DC Absolute editions, like the big slipcase, the big
too, dude.
oversized, and it's funny. Like, I love these big hardcovers, these big omnibuses, but at the same time, like these little trade paperbacks, I love manga. Like, like I don't like just throwing manga in my bag, because I'm anal about my books. I like to keep my books very nice, but like, it's just the form factor. If you take them with you, they're a little easier to carry. They're easier to give away. They're easier to borrow. They're being reprinted. So it's not like if I give you a copy of this, I may lose it and it'll be worth $100 later. Like, they seem to be keeping them in print, and it's a cheaper way to get people into comics. And it's I don't know if the industry like really saw this coming, but a lot of people started collecting them and repurchasing, even though they had the singles, even though they had the hardcovers and the deluxe editions and the absolute editions, they started buying these compact editions too, just to like how the spines look good. They all look good next to each other. Like, this is very smart what DC's doing, and an industry wide, people are following them, and from Marvel to indie.
Adventure Time and Rick and Morty have both started being printed like that. Of course, Marvel had to do theirs at a different price point and a slightly different size, because Marvel's Marvel. But like
Why the Last Man just got compact editions, like,
the future is.
Yep.
Like, other than they had a little bit of a.
My name's in that.
I know. And I talked to them at Comics Pro, because like they changed the paper stock, but didn't think about what it was going to do, the word balloons and the different fonts and colors that they were using. And I guess someone else had already brought it up, and they were like, we fixed it for the next printing. It's going to look way better. And I was like, perfect. Yeah.
They were trying to, I don't know the final, I remember they were trying to really get the same paper quality as like the DC. They were trying to like mimic the DC look and feel. And that it just kind of soaked up the color a lot more than they were expecting. So just when you change a format, just keep that in mind. Give yourself, industry Blake's going to talk here for a little bit, but like, give yourself enough time for a physical print. Mm-hmm. Anytime you change a format, talk to your printer and get a real print, not a digital print. Get a real print sent to you. It's going to add a few weeks to production. It's going to be so much worth it. But like, make sure you look it over and you get like really in your hands under natural light, how it is to read. You're not going to get that with a digital proof. You're not going to see how much the page soaks up the color. You may not even see how much the gutter, or you won't see how much the gutter eats up oh my God, I can't talk. However the book opens, so the gutter loss, you can't measure gutter loss in a digital file. So it's a smart thing, and it's trendy, and it will help you move. It'll probably help you move books, but make sure anytime you change format, size, get that physical proof. If you get a hardcover, like if you upgrade, so you get a special hardcover, and they'll do that. If you have a printer in China, they will ship you a physical proof for you to look at before they mass print the orders. So it's not It's not unheard of. It's not giving yourself enough time to get that proof, to go over it and make changes. Because it's so funny. Everybody talks about how slow this industry moves, and it does until like something's due, and then everything's done at the last minute. And everywhere I've worked, it happens. I don't understand why. I just, and it's just like, that's just how shit goes down. But yeah, anyways, if you are a creator out there and you're doing a Kickstarter or an indie project or something, and you're thinking about doing a different size, style, version, different paperweights, paper stocks, shit like that, you really push hard for those physical proofs and give yourself time to get them and go through every page, like really sit down with them. Cause yeah, sometimes you can think it's going to look great, and then you find, it's a lot better for your team to find that than like retailers to come up to you and say, I love this book and it's beautiful, but some of these things are hard to read. So you want to find that yourself. You don't necessarily want to be told that. So anyways, that's just what I've learned in my long years of this industry, which I don't really have long years in this industry, but that's just what some of the shit that I've had to deal with. I could have saved some time. But yeah, that's not really. We're here to talk about Free Comic Book Day. I can't stay on topic, and we're over 2 hours.
All right, well, real quick.
What am I doing, Tommy?
Real quick. I want to talk about the book, a couple of books that came out today.
Today? Oh, because it is free. Today is not Free Comic Book Day.
It's New Book Day, but
you got some bangers?
Specifically, a book that I believe I heard about first from you came out today.
Oh, nice. Adriano's book is out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, this book was cool. I really enjoyed it.
He's a good guy. I want to get him on the show. I kind of sabotaged his Prana stuff because I left.
Oh.
Like the week he was supposed to do his interview and stuff. Anyway, but I told him, I sent him a DM and told him that. I was like, I kind of screwed up everything. If you ever want to come on the show. Anyways, he was cool about it, but no, I do. He's a great dude. I point people to him all the time to say, like, when people are like, oh, how do I market my book? How do I make myself seem interesting? How do I make what I'm doing seem interesting? Like, watch Adriano. He does these chill videos where he talks about stuff going on in the industry, and then he reminds you that he makes comics too. But yeah, he's out in the direct market now. And that's all. I'm so glad. I hope it's about vampire wrestlers, and the art is sick. And
yeah,
I've heard. I'm glad you liked it. That's good.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm a fan of pro wrestling, so it was an easy sell for me.
Nice.
But yeah, it was really cool. And the other important book that came out this week that living legend Tony Millionaire of the Drinky Crow and Sock Monkey fame has this weird book.
Oh, whoa, that's huge. That's like a trade.
Yeah, it's chunky. It also has cover blurb from Elvis Costello.
Okay. Okay, bad idea.
I mean, the book is beautiful because it's Tony Millionaire, and of course it is.
Wow.
It is this weird acid trip where this drunk monkey like sees gods and wanders around, and there's like a crazy dragon thing.
Oh my God, that art
I have
is
no
crazy.
way to describe the story because it is absolutely insane.
Sick.
But if you have ever seen Sock Monkey or Drinky Crow, you know kind of what you're expecting. It's brilliant. Tony Millionaire is incredible.
Nice. I know a lot of people have opinions about Bad Idea, but their books are always gorgeous. And
another Bad Idea that came out today.
What is that? Oh, is that Venditti's new one?
This is Warbird. No. Yes. Yeah. This is issue 0, Warbird. And the way this got pitched to us sounded so stupid to me, but the book ended up being really cool. It's a guy who's like not really a contract killer, but he's like a international repo man.
This was the one they talked about at Comics Pro, and you could like go up to the room and get a book, and then all those books were worth like $1,200 or something.
So this guy's whole thing is like, if it has an engine, he can drive it. Like that sounded dumb to me.
Yeah.
But this is like high octane, crazy action sequence, dude on a
Cool.
motorcycle on a cruise ship, like repoing a motorcycle.
I told my buddies about that. So like my two of my best friends and my dad, it was worked for him for a while, all did repo. And like my dad drove the camera car that had like 2 cameras on the front, 2 on the back, and you'd drive through parking lots and neighborhoods, and it would scan the plates, and you'd get a ding if someone owed money, and you'd call it in and tow it away and get money for it. It's like my dad was like that asshole. But like a couple, my other buddy, like cut custom car keys and programmed them. And like, they took all these locksmith classes and stuff. And then my other buddy drove a tow truck. They all ended up working together. But they had some crazy stories. Like my dad had a gun pulled on him, like it just crazy shit. One guy like came running out of his garage with like a die grinder, like, like, you're gonna take my car. And, just like you never knew like, what was going to happen. And, they all had some crazy stories. And so when I heard about that, I was like, dude, I heard about this comic. It was about like a high-end repo guy that like takes like yachts and planes and shit. And they were like, that sounds amazing. And I was like, doesn't it? It sounds pretty cool.
This number 0 is like, he is taking a little side gig on the way to the main gig.
Nice.
And it is bonkers.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And it's only $1.99 because bad idea issue 0s are cheap.
Interesting. This whole issue 0 cold open thing, like what Ignition's doing.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
I do too.
And I think it kind of makes sense. Cause I mean, everybody talks about it is weird how we have to pre-order stuff a month early or 2 months earlier, and it's just like, it's hard to get people to do that no matter how much you beg. It's an odd system. And, kind of doing like there's a 0 issue that is kind of like a paid ash can, or these these cold opens where you kind of get people into it. And then like for the cold opens, they always have like the graphics that like show someone like walking in and ordering a book from a comic shop and like show you like how to make a pull list and stuff, which not everybody knows how to do this stuff. So publishers, like, it's, using one of your valuable pages to explain that isn't the silliest idea.
So the inside front cover of the Bad Idea books are an order form.
Nice.
That it got a little perforation over here, so it shows you where to cut it out, which nobody's going to cut the cover off their comic, but it's like, hey, here's all the stuff we've got coming up. Tell cool. Your local shop you want it.
I said that about Comics and Magazine too. I was like, because they're doing the similar deal. Like at the end of it, there's all the books they talk about in the order form, and it's like, I don't imagine people cutting out the last page of that to bring to the shop.
Hey, look, I brought all the visual aids.
Shout out to that ad on that page too, because I made it. I made the collection, the collection ad.
So behind me, these boxes, most of these are Comics the Magazine number 1.
Oh my God.
I've got about 700 copies I'll be giving away on Saturday.
Oh, because you put them in the pull list and stuff, right? Okay.
Well, I ordered 1,000 copies. So, and I gave away about 300 of them at my con.
At the con, okay.
And I've been giving them away at the shop ever since. And the rest of these are, everybody that comes to Free Comic Book Day is getting a Comics Magazine.
I remember that was a big push. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it came out like 2 months early, but everybody was like,
yeah,
because of the bundles and a lot of people over ordered and stuff. That was part of the marketing push, was like, you could save these and give them away for Free Comic Book Day.
I got in trouble with Lunar.
Oh, were you one of the people that gave, because you gave them out early?
I gave them out at my con, which was, the con was the Saturday after the book was supposed to ship, but because it got pushed back a week.
Oh.
So I didn't think anything of it. I was giving them away. I wasn't selling them. So I was like, and I got my Lunar shipment on Thursday or Friday, whenever. And so like I posted all over social media. And my social media posts were shared by Adam and Megan and Gabe, and Joe. And so like, they knew I was doing it. And so I get this email from Lunar, who's like, you've broken a street date, and, kind of mad at me. And so I immediately messaged Adam, and I was like, Adam. And he's like, Tommy, I don't care. And I was like, okay, good. So I emailed Lunar back and I was like, here are all the people that made the magazine who shared my social media posts and said it was okay. And so I did get a response a few days later from Lunar who were like, okay, it's fine.
So
You're
you
off the
were
hook.
one of the people they were talking about it, because when Christina gave her presentation, she was like, and if you keep breaking street dates, we're gonna get you.
They aren't kidding, man.
Yeah.
They aren't kidding.
No, that was I remember that. That was a weird deal. I still worked there at that time, and
Yeah.
I was still an important person then. We're doing important comic book things. But yeah, I remember them. I remember them talking about that, and I didn't know Lunar emailed you. That's funny.
Yeah. I got yelled at.
No, sometimes being a hero means the higher ups don't like what you're doing. That's what I get reading comic books anyway. I've read a few of them. Tommy, we've been talking for over 2 hours. We covered some books, some cool stuff to get this weekend, some cool stuff you can get right now. Is that this weekend? Oh yeah, it's a free.
I've got more. I'm just gonna. You keep talking.
Armageddon. Now I'm distracted. Like, you can't wave shiny things in front of me, Tommy. But yeah, no, we talked about some cool stuff. Like we mentioned, a lot of shops would love for you and your friends, or you and your family. Foot traffic in these mom and pop shops means a whole lot. So pack up the kids, pack up the friends. Go comic shopping this weekend. Grab some cool new stuff that looks interesting for free. And if you can, snag another book or a Funko or it sounds like a lot of these places you may be able to get a great hot dog or cheeseburger or something too. There's gonna be food trucks on site, neat things. So I really encourage you to this Saturday, do something different and check out your local comic shop and see what they got going on. You might meet a local artist or local writer or get a tasty treat. So yeah, get one of these cool books that Tommy's showing off.
And I would
think
recommend,
you should do that.
if you are in Central Virginia, go to freecomicbookday.com, plug in a zip code, and go to every single shop on that list. Every single shop in Central Virginia is awesome. They're run by cool people doing cool stuff.
Oh yeah. If you're in Kansas City, I don't know where to go. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been to Clint's since the ceiling caved in. But I believe they're in Independence now. I love Pulp Fiction comics and games. They've always been super nice to me every time I've been there. They don't know who I am or that I'm a podcaster or anything. Like, they don't know about Blake's Buzz. They're just always nice nerds when I go in. But yeah, like, there's some cool, there's another new shop in the River Market here too. That's supposed to be really, really rad. That's new. So yeah, just, if it's not it should be your thing. Why the hell are you watching my show? You're like, I don't really go out and buy comics. Go check it, touch some grass, but don't touch grass. Touch the floor of a comic book shop. Screw grass. Love comics. That's about all I got for tonight. Tommy, I really appreciate you co-hosting with me, man. This was super fun. Do we have any new updates on your upcoming show or anything like that?
So I'm going to try and film something next week. Cause I don't have enough followers to go live. So, I plan to do it this week, but my books all showed up late, allegedly because of Free Comic Book Day. So I didn't have anything to talk about.
Gotcha.
So I'm hoping that my books show up on time this week. I usually get my Lunar stuff on Thursday or Friday, and then Penguin on Monday.
Okay.
And then this week everything showed up on Tuesday.
Oh wow.
So I didn't have time. But I'm gonna hopefully get something filmed on Monday to post on Tuesday.
Hell yeah. Well, I've been stoked, man. I'm waiting for it. I love listening to you talk comics. So I think a lot of other people will too. I've
never done it by myself.
Huh?
I've always had somebody to bounce off of, so it's a little different animal.
So I used to drink, and I used to like do live streams and I'd like many nights didn't remember logging off of StreamYard, right? Like I would remember being live and then I would wake up the next morning and be like, you know, like, what did
Yeah.
I say? But the first time I ever went live, like, 'cause I used to do a podcast and with audio only. And the first time I like did like a YouTube live, I was super nervous. It was just me. I was doing like a test thing to kind of see how it worked and talking to the chat and basically just talking about me and doing press and Blake's Buzz and blah blah blah. And I was so nervous. I drank like all this vodka and I didn't have all I had was like vodka and Diet Mountain Dew. So I was like downing iced vodka and chasing it with Diet Mountain Dew. And I drank like a significant amount of vodka and didn't really realize I did. And I drank it so fast, it didn't hit me till like 10, 15 minutes into the live stream. So like, I'm not drinking anymore, but I'm just progressively getting more hammered like during this like live stream. And I'm like comics, man. Right? Like everybody's like, you're so funny. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, Blake, I was cracking up. And for a long time, I thought I had to get really drunk to stream because I thought like I wouldn't be funny. And then like when I quit drinking, that was like a big worry. I was like, man, am I still going to be like good on a mic? And I'm actually better because it's embarrassing. Like I went back and like looked at a couple like drunk Blake episodes and I was like, oh my God, like publishers watched these, you know, like oh my God. So yeah, anyways, yeah, you know, so I don't know where I was going with that, but whatever. We don't do that anymore. We do things a little bit different. That was my first, that was how I dealt with being nervous my first time live streaming alone. So if you want to chug a quarter handle of Tito's,
I'll be all right.
20 minutes before you go live, see what happens. I don't know, man.
Was it last week you brought me on, or was it the week before?
It was a week before.
The week before. Well, I was about 5.5 beers deep when I came on.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't.
No, you were good.
know,
Yeah, you were good. You were fun to talk to. So yeah, I would just, yeah, man, be yourself. Be yourself and talk to the camera like you're talking to a customer about a cool new book you like. I think it'll be great.
Thanks,
I really do think that's and not that doesn't just go for Tommy. The majority of retailers out there, like, you don't realize that like you naturally know how to talk comics to people if you do that into a camera or your phone and you put that online and you start showing them people that like, I'm a fun guy to talk to about comics. People will go to your shop, you know, like that will get you engagement. That may get you foot traffic. You know, there's still, I get it. There's still a stigma or a fear or a hesitancy about putting yourself out there, about being on camera. Some people aren't comfortable being on camera, but I really encourage you to take a leap. You don't have to have the gear. You don't have to worry. I talked about this in a Facebook post today. I said, you know, we don't, there's some discourse going around where everybody's like, oh, if you want to make comics now, you have to be an influencer. I'm not an influencer. This channel has under 600 followers. Like, I would love to get to 1,000 followers someday. It's been 400 to now has been a slog, right? But I do it because I love it. But, you know, like, I may get people a handful of backers here and there. And I may be a good place for like indie people to network. But, you know, I don't have this massive following. And when I say jump, people don't buy the comic books I say necessarily. They do every now and then, but I wouldn't call myself an influencer. And I've never worked for any influencers. I've worked for regular indie comic book creators that are just trying to like hustle and get their stuff out there. And, you know, like, this is all you got to do. All you got to do is talk. Maybe you don't have a camera. Okay. So you talk to your laptop webcam like this, or you talk to your cell phone like this, and time yourself. This is what you really need to focus on. 40 seconds. Okay. You want it to be under a minute. Reels can go over a minute, but if you start posting shit and really look at it, you have like a few seconds to get people. So like, aim for like 30 to 45 seconds, you know, but don't worry about editing. Just like get that key moment. Anyway, you don't have to be an influencer. None of us are influencers. I love comics. I love being a nerd, and I love talking to other nerds about it. And people watch my show because I get excited and say silly things and cram hot dogs in my mouth. Okay. I'm not an influencer. I'm a weirdo. You don't have to be an influencer to make comics. You just need to, authenticity is important. So like, be yourself. But yeah, dude, retailers out there, I would love to see more of you do more online, like Tommy's about to do, or like Eton does. Dude, their social media is crazy and it's hilarious and fun. Again, that's like upper echelon, you know, like they're planning and scripting things, and they have like multiple people in the you know, people filming and doing different stuff. But you can just sit here and talk about something you love, and you're passionate, that you're excited about, and like, if you're really excited about it, people are going to watch you and they're going to get excited about it too. You don't have to have flashy special effects. You don't have to have really cool, like, fade in and out subtitles and all that. You know, yeah, it looks great, but you know, genuine excitement and authenticity, I think they look better than any special effects. So anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. We're trying to end the show, not do a lesson.
Well, I appreciate all the advice, man.
Oh man, that's anytime. I love to listen to myself talk. I don't think we reminded anybody, your shop social, your new channel. You want to shout all that out?
So I put the shops. My
Mulligans
shop only
TCG?
has Instagram. It's Mulligans TCG. We barely use it, so there's not a lot there. But I am on almost every platform as Tommy Mad Prophet. Prophet, and the YouTube channel is Mad Prophet Comics, which hopefully I will have something up next week.
It's a really good channel name, by the way.
Thank you.
It makes me really not like Blake's Buzz.
No, dude, Blake's Buzz is
What the
awesome.
hell sucks? Like Mad Prophet Comics would be like, that'd be like a good store name too, man. If you ever get a frog up your ass and want to buy some property or something. But no, I follow Tommy. He may not have the content up yet, but if you're following him and he starts posting content, you'll see it. So I think you should. Tommy's a good dude. I always have fun talking with him, whether it's on the show or in a YouTube chat or in California late night in a snack room. And you know, I think you guys will have fun following him on YouTube. Everybody who's in the chat, who left all these wonderful comments, who hung out with us tonight, thank you all so much. I guess I don't have to make Tommy big anymore. We can both be the same size. You were showing off the books. But yeah, I don't know who's going to be on the show next Wednesday. Probably got to figure that out. But you know, we do things week by week here. We figure it out. We get it done. But we will be back every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. I may not put the thumbnail up till the day of, but you can bet your ass we're going to stream at 9 p.m. every Wednesday night, even though people keep reminding me that it's late and the Wednesdays are weird nights. And, you know, I guess like a Tuesday at 2 p.m. Who would have thought that would have worked? You know, like, fucking break. I'm trying, man. Anyway, sorry, Kyle, I said the F word. All right, before I dig myself a hole any deeper, I love all of you. Thank you always so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. Whether there's 2 of you or 20 of you watching, it means so much. And if you can't watch it live and you watch it later, I see that, and I appreciate you too. So, you know, keep watching my show. Follow Tommy. Check out some shops this weekend. Saturday is like Christmas for all of us, except better, because Christmas presents cost money. And if someone buys them for you, then there's like an expectation. And if you didn't get them something too, then there's guilt. You don't have any of that this Saturday. You have free comics you get, which is absolutely amazing. Free comic book day is better than Christmas. Love more, hate less, read comics. I'll be back next week. I love you. Well, can I leave? Why is it asking me all these?